Each town is guaranteed at least $50,000. Yeah. Over the course of 2 years. Sent past it, it's out the house, and so the question is the house passing. And it says FY27, FY28, 50,000 each town. So I think, we're using conservative estimates on revenue. 50,000, that number that we're gonna report for our estimate of the average tax bill
Hey, Haley,
is a conservative number.
got a quick question for you. So I'm trying to get this screen sharing thing to work in the main room. And can you help me figure that out? I tried to just plug in the sharing key, but it says the host hasn't allowed sharing or something like that. You're on mute, by the way.
That hasn't gotten me in like so long. So you have to log me out of the
Okay.
account. Like you know your Zoom password, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you have to do two things. When you're in your Zoom account, probably like on your laptop, you want to add a co-host that says conference room. So you want to go into your settings and under advanced, hit conference room.
Okay.
That'll sync you to the device. And then on the device itself, you just want to log out and then log in as yourself. And then you'll see the meeting pop.
Okay. So I have to add the conference room as a co-host. Can I do that when I'm in the meeting right now or?
You're on your laptop, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you should be able to do it just
Okay.
from there.
All right. So,
Oh.
all right. So I guess do I go to host tools? No. Invite and then invite the conference room. Is that no?
Let me pull it up on.
Yep, I think that's it. Okay. Conference room I just invited.
Okay.
All right. Accept.
So Susie, I'll edit the minutes from last week. That way I can.
I think something might be happening.
Got it, so.
Saying, please wait. Okay.
Thanks.
Host has joined. We've let them, so on the big screen, it says, okay, now I admit the conference room.
Recording in progress.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm getting an echo, so I think I've just got to mute my laptop. Okay. Can you hear me okay?
You're still echoing. And then you want to turn, so when you're looking at the conference room like screen, there should be some camera options. So the camera's off and the microphone's off. There you go.
Okay.
Camera.
So AJ, you want to mute your computer?
I thought I did. Let's see.
Okay. But the conference room is still muted. So you just have to unmute the conference.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
That's really good.
All right. Everybody good?
Yeah.
All right. I think we figured it out. All right. All right. So I'm going to call the FinCon to order at 6:37 and welcome everybody. So we've got are we missing anybody? No, I think we've got a full group. So I think we've got a bunch of things kind of like a list of things to do. I don't think all of these are going to require a lot of time, but I have communicated a couple of things with the town moderator. One is, and I hope it was okay to create this expectation, but I said that we would share our budget documents no later than April 30th. Because I figured we ought to give people at least a week before our budget info session with access to those documents so they can spend time.
What was that date again?
April 30th. So I think what that means is ideally, if we could finalize both the budget document and when I say the budget, I mean the document we're actually going to print out, bring to annual town meeting, share with everyone. So it's the public facing version of this. If we can finalize that and our annual report tonight, then I think we're in great shape to meet that deadline. I've also asked Nettie if she would be willing to moderate the info session. She said she would do that, but she had a strong preference, given last year's technical difficulties I think she had from her home Wi-Fi. She said she'd prefer if it was in person or even hybrid. So I wanted to ask you all if you felt like that was I thought that actually might be a good thing to actually, maybe we could even do this at the library, maybe, kind of a fun opportunity. I think we probably need a hybrid option if we're gonna do that, because some people might not be able to physically come, but I don't know.
May 7th that we're doing it, right?
It's the same as
I think it's on May 7th.
Exactly.
doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I just,
She wants to be here and use the tech, or be somewhere where she can use the technology.
yeah, exactly, and not have to rely on her home
I think
Wi-Fi.
Up here.
Yeah, it looks like the library.
That's how-
Program that evening, so.
Okay, they do have something?
Yeah.
Okay, so then it would be here. That's fine.
6:30?
So
Yeah.
I didn't specify a time with her, but
Ben 6:30 for this.
yeah. 6:30 sound good to everybody, our usual meeting time?
Yeah.
Doesn't go too late that.
May 7th.
All right. And then I think,
Thursday.
and then I think she usually has like a little thing at the end for any, I think it's usually the sort of whatever the publicly submitted articles. I can't recall if there are any this year. Maybe there are, I'm not sure,
Oh.
but anyway, I think she usually wants to use a little bit of time at the end of that meeting to answer questions about those. So, is everybody comfortable with that? If I tell her we'll do it in person at town hall here?
Thursday, May 7th. And do we know if anybody else is on schedule for that time?
I have no idea.
Brennan
Haley?
will know. He
Okay.
does the calendar for downstairs.
Okay, would you be able to check with him?
Mhm.
So we're talking Thursday, May 7th at 6:30.
Okay.
All right. All right, that would be great. And then I have a feeling,
Calendar, you already looked at the calendar?
The posted meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing there.
nothing there, okay, great. I have a feeling this might be a well-attended session. I think that I'm sure you guys are hearing some feedback too, that there's a lot of, not surprisingly, just a lot of interest and concern about budget issues and tax bill issues. And so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a fair amount of interest in
Year
that.
two after a big increase.
Yeah,
The year
yeah,
following a
it's
big increase.
completely get it, but
Leave the meeting?
I think Haley just turned off her screen, but I see her on here. She's here, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I'm
Nettie.
here.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. What
I think Nettie is actually trying to join here. Let's see. Okay, so maybe so some of the things I think we need to do tonight, in addition to the annual report, the budget. I think there are some state budget updates that I know George and Susie are pretty plugged into, and I was hoping that you guys could give us sort of the latest scoop on the House version of the cherry sheet, this new Quabbin bill, what its implications are if it gets passed. I think, Susie, you had some follow-up with Joe Comerford's office. I was hoping you could fill us in on. Then there's, as I mentioned in my email earlier today, we now have a huge snow and ice deficit for this year. It's over $100,000.
What?
Snow and ice
Oh, yeah.
deficit, which we knew,
Yeah.
but I think we know the full ramifications. And so I just wanted to, since it's such a large number, I wanted us to have like some sense of how we're going to deal with it this year. Is it going to be a combination of reserves and line-to-line transfers? Do we think we'll be able to deal with it that way? I think it's probably too late to have a warrant article, but I don't think we want it to go in that direction anyway, because it's FY 26, right? So,
Right.
yeah,
Well, we're using a lot of cash already.
yeah, right. Okay, and then, well, it's kind of related to the annual report, but Laura, has drafted what I thought was an excellent letter. I'm really, personally would be excited for us to include it as part of our budget package that we share with town. So, I'm hoping we can go through that and have a discussion about how we want to use that. Do we want to like literally just attach it to the annual report? Is that, or do we want to take the contents of it and fold that into the annual report? Anyway, we should talk about what our plan is with that. So, so I think that's the plan for tonight. Am I missing anything we need to get done?
Just minutes.
And the
And then-
transfer with,
yeah.
fire department.
Oh, yes.
To him to straighten something out, so we'll be fixing that.
Okay, great. Right, so this is call wages, I think, or training wages, I can't, one of the two.
Training
so-
wages.
okay, Training wages, that's right.
It's actually written as training, but it should be call wages.
Okay.
Call wages is already overspent, and so they moved some out of training just temporarily.
Uh,
And all in call wages, it'll settle everything.
I see. Got it. Okay, all right, so we'll cover that as well. Hi Nettie, I see you just joined. I've actually, right before you joined the meeting, I filled everyone in on our conversation about you moderating the budget info session. Totally appreciate that. I think we're thinking we'll do that in person with a Zoom hybrid option. And we'll host it here at Town Hall in the select board meeting room. And we're talking 6:30. So I'm hoping, I see you're on mute, but I'm hoping all of that works for you. Does that sound good?
That's perfect. So town hall, 6:30 on May 7th.
Correct, exactly. And we will be
Okay.
definitely be in good shape to post documents no later than the 30th. If not, we might even be able to do it a few days before then. And my thought is that we'll do a town announcing both the availability of those documents on the website, and we'll also announce the date and time, location of the budget info session. And we'll let people know that they can, they're welcome to attend in person or via Zoom, since it'll be a hybrid option, but we'll get the word out via town announce about that.
Excellent. And I will make sure to put, to mention that at Saturday's Meet the Candidates Forum as well.
Okay, great. I'm wondering, Nettie, if you're comfortable in that town announce, can we encourage people to write any questions they want to make sure get covered and send those questions directly to you? Would you be comfortable fielding those?
Yes, I would. That would be great.
Okay, all right. So that'll be the message that we'll send in that town announce, is that they're welcome to submit questions in advance directly to you. And then, if you could do a little bit of just organizing, making sure that like duplicate questions, basically don't, just you can do a little bit of aggregation, whatever you think is appropriate.
Absolutely. Will do.
Okay, great.
Thank you, AJ.
Thanks, Eddie. Okay, so maybe what we'll look at now is the budget. Let me pop that up. And I think the main updates here are that Susie has cleaned up our notes column. And so maybe we could just kind of go through those, make sure we're all comfortable with whatever annotation we've done here. And then there was one substantive change, which is we've now have a final actual contract amount for the town administrator salary, where we previously had a placeholder. So that number has gotten plugged in here. And our placeholder was pretty close, but I think it was just like maybe $1,200 above the actual contracted amount. So we did have a small pickup there, but what wasn't, it was, we were pretty close. So that change has been input in here. That's this number right here.
Lower than where placeholder.
Correct. The placeholder was 95.
Or,
Oh, was it 94? Okay, yeah, great. So I changed the note here to reflects recent contract negotiation. And then we also put in a note here, TA administrator was given a mid-year increase to $90,500 during FY 26, so that people don't assume this is the total increase from FY 26 to FY 27. I think that was a good clarification that Haley pointed out.
just want to point out before we go too far,
Yeah.
that there's no saying COLA. Cause,
Right.
we'll just make that statement. and
Yeah.
Don't have to be repeated every time.
Right,
Yeah.
there's like 20 of them, it's not. worth
Yeah,
it.
right. Okay, so that was one substantive change. And then, George, you did a whole bunch of QC work on this, and you found a couple of little
Mostly on the revenue page,
on the revenue page. Okay.
but also on the expense page, I noticed, I was looking at the actual 25.
Uh-huh.
Remember, when we noticed that it was off earlier, and I remember Jim said, we should look at this, and I said, oh, it's off 80, it's probably the FinCom reserve, so we plugged it, it looked fine.
Uh-huh.
I was looking at it today, and I realized there was other stuff,
Okay.
like the OPEB wasn't there, and the transfer to capital stabilization wasn't there, so I went back,
Okay.
and I looked at it, and I realized the FinCom should be zero, because we used it all up last year, so I changed it to zero, and then I was confused.
Okay.
So Haley got me the accounts report this morning, and I went in and I was able to determine what the differences were.
Okay.
The problem is some of the line descriptions in the expense report don't line up with the budget.
Yeah.
So when I think it was Haley was creating the FY 25, she did the capital, the two items I just mentioned were both in a single line with a different title. So there was no way to know what it was, but I added them up and I knew that's what it
Okay,
was.
got it.
So anyway, so I was able to figure out what the right total is, and I went through, there was like $30 difference in one place.
Okay.
That was all FY 25.
FY 25 expense now is accurate.
Okay, great.
And I sent it to Haley, right? So Haley, you saw my, my explanation
Yep.
as to how to reconcile that. So next year you'll have what you need to do that.
Great. And then on the revenue,
So on the revenue, the percentage was the calculation of the percentage. You take this year minus last year and you divide it into last year. We were dividing it into this year. We were taking FY 27 minus 26 and dividing it into 27.
okay.
Easy mistake to make. In
Yeah.
fact, I know other town administrators, I don't even know if the town administrator made that mistake, but I know that was a problem with the town administrator in Sunderland last year.
All right.
Bless her heart, poor thing. So, it got discovered. And it's an easy mistake to make.
Yeah.
And so, and I found it kind of by accident because I was doing an annual report and I was looking at the percentage increase in revenue, percentage increase in tax and expenses. I was like,
They were-
it should be the same.
Yeah, yes.
So
Okay.
that's what cued me.
So this was for that whole column of FY 27 versus FY 26% change.
Yes.
That whole, okay, got it.
Yeah.
So the
then the oth-
denominator is
And then the other thing I saw, I'm sorry.
no, but-
And then the other thing I saw was in the local aid section, you have the pluses and the minuses.
uh-huh.
And a couple of the minus items actually had plus, we're putting the
Oh.
plus signs. I don't know if you can scroll up,
Yeah.
AJ, to,
So
so see how they're all negatives? The 1240 was in as a positive, as was, I think, the 97.
Oh,
So
I
all the
see.
others were negative. So the difference between those two things combined, flip them, you're only talking
Yeah.
$2,000, $3,000. So not a big deal.
okay,
So I fixed that. And of course, it changed the numbers and I
Yeah.
changed the numbers accordingly.
okay.
On the report. Oh, no, yeah.
Yes, yeah, on the annual report, yes.
Okay.
And those are the only things that I recall.
Okay.
capturing. I did double check and make sure all the formulas on the expense and the actual budget did tie to our bottom line number
Okay,
without the subtotals mixed in, because sometimes you do a subtotal and you get the wrong.
yeah,
Anyway, and you miss a cell if a new cell is added. That didn't happen.
okay,
So I think it's pretty good.
yeah, okay, great.
I mean, that doesn't mean I found everything, but
Okay. So that's great. Maybe what we can do, should we go through those notes and just make sure, They all make sense to everybody. Okay, so, all right, so we already discussed this one. The first one that comes up is the town administrator salary. So we've got that. Next one is town administrator expenses, which is a $2,100 increase, and we've added a note that it's added cost of MMA conference. What's the MMA stand for again?
Yes.
Mass
Municipal.
Municipal Association.
It's the organization is like the head of all finance, that pulls
Yeah.
together all finance committees.
Yeah, all right, so maybe we should just.
Right, is it mostly a finance committee group?
It's HR, it's all municipal.
Oh, all
It's
right.
everything. Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay, great.
That's just.
finance committee.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nothing else works without finance.
right.
Yes, that's.
All right, next one is the administrative assessor, so we just mentioned that it's a new hire.
Oh, by the way, Haley, did he sign his contract?
No.
So he's effectively
Um,
hired today.
He is hired. Today was his first day.
Great.
We got him on the books. He's a good man. but-
And this,
The,
Ultrasound? Yeah.
yep, Jay is his name. He's really good.
Yeah. He's on.
Awesome.
that's great, and this salary line is correct, that we're seeing here, right?
Yeah,
great.
that's what he was comfortable with. He didn't want the full 35.
He didn't affect health insurance, right?
It was more like, no, it's more for his retirement.
Right, but it doesn't, well, he's not, because.
Oh,
he's
no,
retired.
he's not taking.
Well, that's great, okay. And then next note here is contract increase for the assessor's computer maintenance, product, okay. And
Yeah, what should that say?
assistant treasurer,
Are
Well,
we?
Ellen fills in for Ryan and Ryan fills in for Ellen, like when they're on vacation. I just think it happens so infrequently that that's why we don't use that line a lot.
We don't really have a position called assistant treasurer, right?
No. No, I think
No.
the idea, the idea years ago was that was going to be the sort of the feeding for the, you know, when the treasurer left or when the
Yeah.
collector left,
I
that was.
remember that.
Right, then we,
haven't
then we
had to
could
use that.
combine the positions and it would just be
Like,
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like most
Right.
towns do.
So is it agreed that they should have zero there? I mean, that could be not recognizing Ellen's potential role. She might not collect the money, but is it okay to say it's vacant or zero?
I mean, based on the actuals,
It's
I think we
nothing.
could.
Yeah.
But I mean, like she's gonna be out a couple days and he's gonna be coming in as assistant collector.
But it's kind of, I think you described it as kind of a mutual sort of backup situation, right? Where they
Yeah,
both are available to back one another up
yeah.
when
I
Right.
just, I don't know what the best title is.
But when she backs him up, can't she get paid out of her own line?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
And then, right, and then if her own line runs over.
Yeah.
You transfer.
It's like a duty that each of them have in their existing job description, whether.
So line not needed,
Yeah.
town collector, I don't know,
Um,
covers, line not.
yeah,
needed.
vacant makes it sound like we're looking for somebody.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like extension.
Could we say position no longer needed or something like that? Or?
Wasn't this originally Gabe?
Well,
Was Gabe was
It's a
Yes.
mutual
And
agreement.
when she left, wasn't there a need for someone to fill in?
Well, we've paid her some to train Ryan.
Yeah,
He came in. and
wasn't that what that line was?
But the position no longer
It
exists.
used to be.
What's that?
Position no longer exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it used to, we were looking
Yeah,
at.
I think that's fine.
when the
I like that.
collector left.
Yeah, and then, you know, you could put like covered internally or something like, you know, just
Yeah.
like that, like it's,
Uh,
I mean, it doesn't exist, but we still have to cover it.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Well, and that's the problem here. We could go on forever. Position no longer exists, town collector coverage treasurer if you want, right?
Yeah.
You think, what is that what you're saying?
Is that even necessary? Yeah.
No, all
No, I
right,
think
okay,
we're-
that's what I
Anybody-
thought Lori was
Yeah,
just.
then we can,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. All right. OPEB actuarial study. So this, yeah, right. This is,
When is that gonna happen?
this year, I believe, right?
That was in 40%.
Yeah, I think it's happening this,
Yeah, I mean, 'cause that's one of the things we have to analyze, and I really want to see the new one, because with health insurance going up the way it is, I think it's gonna look a lot scarier than
So
it
does
has in
that
the
note,
past.
is that note appropriate? Balance needed for actuarial study in FY 27.
I think so.
It's a bump
That
from
seems
what
it.
it's been.
Yeah,
So why was it bumped? Because.
You
there was
say
a balance.
increase needed for balance doesn't.
right.
Well, we work towards getting a certain amount of money together.
okay.
It's rolled over.
Yeah, that's what we're doing each year,
That's
yeah.
what-
Yeah.
If anybody asks what
Yeah,
balance means, you
we can
guys
explain
you
it,
can
yeah.
answer it.
Okay. Then, town collector, additional 4 hours per week budgeted. I feel like, can we say something about as approved by the personnel board and select board?
Yeah.
Something like that? Just, okay. Because I don't want people to think that like the
You're-
FinCom decided, oh,
Yeah,
treasurer should be working 4 hours. Yeah,
Maybe you just put that at the beginning, approved.
yeah.
Additional, approved by.
personnel board approved.
Like 4 additional hours.
Personnel board, personnel and
Like,
select boards,
does the select board vote on it?
They have to.
right? Don't they have to approve all of you? I don't know.
Well,
I
did
don't
they?
know if that actually made
I
it
don't know.
to them.
Oh, you
No.
weren't at that meeting?
So I should just say personnel board then?
Just say personnel board.
Okay. Approved
Yeah, I think that's,
additional 4 hours per week?
Thank you, remove the budgeted.
Yeah. Okay. All right, personnel expenses increase requested for staff recognition.
Mhm.
Comfortable with that?
Yeah.
All right. Board of registrars, expenses. Right. Pre-election schedule for FY 27. All right. Dam management consultant. Estimate based off fluctuating prior year actuals. Is that clear enough? I guess.
To be based on, huh?
Based on fluctuating prior year actuals. Yeah, I think that works, right?
yes.
Okay. Water resources, committee expense, committee inactive. Okay. ZBA, zoning board, expenses increases due to rising newspaper advertisement fees. Good, okay. Town buildings equipment maintenance includes new library building costs. Fire alarm, septic pumping, HVAC, carpet cleaning, using 5K cash reserves to ease increase. Pretty clear, okay. Then we have the electricity contracted rate.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about this one.
Is that an aggregate? Is that because the aggregate rate changed?
Well, why would it go up? Because the aggregate rate went
Do we know
down.
what it was before?
No, but that's what well, I mean, I could look in my email, but that's what they had sent me.
I'm not sure we need a note on this line. It's $657.
Yeah.
And it's 4% increase. I
Okay,
mean,
let's take it out.
I don't think anybody's gonna
Be
be,
there and.
Okay,
right, it's
People
just,
know electricity goes.
yeah,
okay. Heating increased by 1,000, projected increase fuel costs.
Yeah.
Seems straightforward. Okay, supplies includes restroom and cleaning supplies for. I just should I say new library building? At some point, we won't need to say new anymore, but yeah. Okay. All right, ADA committee inactive. Farm and forestry committee disbanded.
so there is a distinction.
Yeah,
there,
what
right?
is the distinction? I don't know.
So was there an actual disbanding and the other one, it's like maybe
Yes,
someday we'll be
Yeah.
active?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
all right, so that makes sense. All right, police chief, new hire. Okay, expenses, that increases subscription fee for body cameras.
yeah, that's the majority, not all of it, but that's fine.
Most of it, yeah. All right, fire department call wages. FY 26 more calls than anticipated. FY 27 increased slightly.
Increased activity, anticipated increased
Yeah.
calls, is that what we're thinking?
How about anticipated FY 27
Increased activity.
increased activity? Anticipated FY 27 increased activity? Okay. All right,
Don't forget the saving period,
sorry, say again?
saving file allocation.
Yes. All right.
It's just the habit.
Yeah, man. And then fire department maintenance costs for repairs. Wait, okay,
If you say increased costs, yeah.
yeah. Increased,
Or costs for repairs have been increasing, or, it's
yeah.
inflation,
costs for repairs.
yes. I like that.
increasing cost for repairs. And I think, the idea is if people look at the actuals for these recent years and compare them to
That's
the
a good
budgeted, it's like, this has been the issue we're trying to avoid. So FY 25, we budget 11, it's actually 21. I guess it's just,
Say that again.
FY, so like if we look at we budgeted
Oh, yes.
$11,000 for FY 25, it actually cost 21,000. So we increased 16,400 for FY.
And just as a point of reference, I know everybody knows this, but if anybody says, how come your actual is higher than your budget? And the answer is FinCom reserve transfers.
Yeah.
I know you guys know it, but
Yeah.
just saying all this stuff. so
Yeah.
People ask questions.
It's that, and we also do end of year, line to line.
Oh, that's true too.
Transfers.
It's more than just FinCom.
Too,
That's
yeah.
a really good point.
Okay, the FERCog building inspector line now includes plumbing inspector costs. Education, elementary school, using cash reserves for portion that will be reimbursed in FY 28 by state circuit breaker.
And
Okay,
the reason I thought of that is because we need advocacy for circuit breaker
Yeah.
and people hear it out here and see it there.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
It's Part of the picture.
do we need to make clear that this relates to the out of district placement?
So I think we'll leave, because it's gonna come up and we
Yeah.
don't, and we'll see it in the rest of the report.
Okay. All right, elementary transportation, new contract using 15K cash reserves to ease in this spike. All right,
Everybody knows what a spike is.
yeah. All right, and then, can I rename this to regional?
Yeah, I don't know
Debt.
why it is
Why,
that.
because
It's regional school.
it makes it sound like it's one building, but
Right.
like a big part of it is the middle school roof here, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there, anybody see any problem with me doing that?
I don't know.
Not at all. The question I wonder is, what is it on our? What is
And
it
it-
Gail.
dispatch reports.
have it as? Yeah, exactly.
All right,
I will find out.
So the regional, yes, school. Okay.
ARPS, Hazel, does that good, that work? Okay. All right, increase primarily due to first year debt service of high school track and field and MS roof projects.
Since you're on the second line of text, you could make it say middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah, AJ, just so you know, on the expense report,
Uh-huh.
it says Amherst dash Pelham debt.
Okay,
And this is says ARPS.
Do you want to do high school if we do middle school too? Just.
For consistency. Yes.
So,
okay, great.
Question on
Yeah,
142, line 142,
all right.
because these are all explanations.
Yep.
I wonder if it's so low, maybe there's an explanation for it being so low.
Yeah.
And that would be, that where the modified statutory is working in our favor for this year. The actual cost of the school is much higher than the increase the increase is much higher for the school. But
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't talk about methods. I'd probably just say due to lower enrollment.
it's not.
Switch the formula.
It's the formula, it's the formula. The other towns,
It's equity.
the other towns are paying much higher.
Yeah.
They are, but
Right.
the formula didn't change. It's the same formula we've been using the last 3
It's
years.
the
But the-
percentage of it that is in the mix. We're at 100% statutory now.
Weren't we 3 years ago and this year and this year too?
So-
No, because of all the guardrail.
No, that was three, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we've been at the same
Yeah.
method for a couple of
We've
years.
been using the same method.
Spike last year. Get to that 100%.
The guardrail was not in place last year.
No, I know. And what's the rise last?
Or this year, 26 to 27. It's not because of the change in the assessment method.
No, but it is, we're benefiting from the method.
Yes.
We are definitely benefiting from
Yeah.
that because we have lower income
Yeah.
and we have fewer students.
Yeah.
Benefiting
Yeah.
from current
Yeah.
assessment formula.
Because if,
A decade.
if you just looked at the overall school, what is it, 10%
Because
increase?
I think the point's well taken, because we don't want people to assume that the regional school budget is increasing by less than 1%, right? It's huge, right? It's a big increase.
Yeah.
It's just that it's an increase that's primarily being shared by the other three towns.
Yes.
Yeah, how do we explain that one line?
I think benefiting from the current assessment.
Methodology, yes.
I don't think that's right, though.
It's it is the statutory rolling average that is.
Right, but that's not why we're doing better.
It's working in our favor.
It is working in our favor, but it's not why the increase from 26 to 27 is any lower, because we use the same exact method in
Yeah.
26.
Yeah.
So what's the reason
Okay.
for the difference? The reason for the difference is enrollments, I think.
No, the overall budget is up 10% or so for the regional school.
But why is Shrewsbury assessment not growing?
Because
Because our share of the students is going down. Everybody else is
Okay.
going up higher than ours. What drives the assessment?
It has to be some combination of enrollment and the equity
Yes.
factors, yeah.
Okay, instead of methodology, you could use the word equity,
Yeah.
lower enrollment and equity.
I think the method is the same each year. The question is what in the formula has changed year to
That's-
year
that's
to
right.
cause it to go down.
it's driving our share
Yeah,
down.
I mean, I'm fine with whatever.
No, but it is a good point, and I actually think before annual town meeting, I think I should talk to Shannon about nailing down a good explanation for why, because it's not just us, it's Pelham
Took their share.
had a huge increase this
Yeah.
year as well, relative to Amherst and Shrewsbury.
Yeah, are there,
Population is
And so I think.
same with Leverett,
Yeah, Leverett is bumped up.
Yeah, I don't.
But-
Leverett's has gone up too, so all three of the other towns, have they all seen improve, or
They all went a lot.
have they all seen?
Can I make
stable?
one suggestion?
Yeah.
Because
I don't know.
because we want to make sure that this is like neutral. Because I've been writing like a town meeting guide, and I've been really kind of struggling on how do you present something neutrally and give the information people need. Could you just give the percentages for the other towns of their increases? That way they can see, the voter
Yeah.
can see what the full range is, but we haven't made an argument that we're benefiting from something, right? We've kept the language pretty even keel.
So the suggestion would be to show in the note here what the
Yeah.
percentage increases are for all four towns.
I don't
Yeah.
think so, because people don't understand why they would be so different. And I think a simpler sentence, and especially because the history in this town has been to get to this point. And so.
How about this? I got an idea. How about Shutesbury apportionment of the regional budget decreased in FY 27? Without getting into the whys, and if people raise their hand, good luck. I won't be there. Well, it's probably enrollment. Right, the factors are enrollment and income
So,
equity.
yeah, but I think the bigger point is that between now and town meeting, I think I want to talk to Shannon and have a good understanding of what happened specifically in FY 27 that caused significant variability between Pelham, Leverett, Amherst, and Shutesbury.
Yeah, we stand out. We're basically flat, whereas the
I
other
think
three
it's
towns,
Pelham
yeah,
and
the other three towns way up.
And that is,
Pelham and Shutesbury are outliers here, right? Pelham on the positive side, they went up quite a bit this year,
Over 10%.
way more than
Yeah.
any of the other towns. And we, in ours, yeah.
You know,
And being able to say, to know more precisely than we do right now, was it equity factors? Was it
And to what
enrollment?
extent,
And
what
to what,
those
what
two
degrees?
things, right.
Yeah.
And
So-
so leaving this note this way, you don't
Yeah.
have to worry about changing
Yeah.
the note
But we will have some,
based on what you said.
some explanation that we should be able to share.
Please do share with us too.
Yeah,
Before
of course, yeah. All right. Is that, so everybody comfortable with that then?
Yep.
All right,
one thing about this section is that, I can get a school budget from SES and put it up in our resources.
great.
And I wonder if we should put the link to the budget book from ARPS up there.
Yeah.
For all those people who want to read a lot.
I think that's a good idea.
And not only is that a good idea, if I may right now,
Yeah.
you know, we have our folder, our Google folder.
Yeah,
I noticed we have a lot of things in there. One of the things we don't have is the regional. In the
Yeah.
future, maybe
Okay.
next year, let's try and put it in there
Yeah.
because I was looking for it. and I-
yeah. So I'll put it in.
Emails.
Yeah,
To your point, AJ, about
Yeah.
rolling into what exactly, it's such a big line item overall.
yes,
And to have no impact, no increase,
Following.
I mean, just shows that it's
Yeah.
probably good to have a good understanding of.
Yeah.
We
yes.
dodged the bullet. If that had been like the other towns.
Oh,
Yeah, if we match the other towns, that's, you know,
Mhm. Yeah, no, you're right. Absolutely. I mean, that's a point we talked about with the select board, right? Like, as bad as this was, there were a couple of very important things
Yeah,
that would have made this significantly worse for us if it hadn't worked out the way they did. Made
It was work. It took a long time to. get
Yeah.
this. I know.
Yeah. Okay, all right, so I think that looks good now. All right, so we are now in Public Works materials, need to purchase culvert pipes and signs.
Yep, that's what he had in his
Yeah.
note.
Okay. All right, the highway department has a lot of machinery and repairs are more costly. Yeah. Yeah, this is another one. It's like, if you look at the budgeted amounts and the actuals for now 3-4 years in a row, we've always been overspending.
And we could always point that out too on
Yeah.
these lines. We're
Yeah.
doing in FY 26. We're also making FinCom transfers and we're gonna be
Yeah.
a big budget.
Yeah. So the problem here is really that the budget, we haven't been budgeting that line.
43% is the increase budget to budget, but the budget to actual is much
Yeah.
lower.
Right. It's 37.
I don't know what it is.
That's
this
right, we
year,
don't know
what,
what it is.
transfer
Right.
8,000,
Yeah, right.
you know,
But you're
And-
absolutely right.
And it's not just that they're spending more, it's things are more costly.
Yes.
And they are exposed to a market that's high.
All right.
inflated.
Then tools and equipment, price of tools has risen. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. Clothing stipend replaces laundry services, reduces cost. Straightforward. Now this is for striping, yeah. Road markings, FY 26,
it's inflation.
FY 26 price came in higher than budget. Okay. And catch basin. Cleanup fee increased for service.
They cleaned today.
Is this, I've always assumed it's catch basin, is that?
it's a catch, it's catching the water.
It's the one with the grid on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the catch basin.
Right?
Is that what it
This
says?
is a
Oh, yeah,
title,
you're right. It's
Yeah,
catch
okay.
basin.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Yeah,
right. Have I been? A different word, okay,
I'm not sure if that's how you spell basin, but okay.
okay. Department couldn't meet inflated costs in FY 26. So this is a note for the subtotal, is that right? Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because the department's so
Yeah.
high. Is that what I'm thinking? Somebody?
So
We
this
have a
note here,
note on a subtotal line.
you have a note, department couldn't meet inflated costs in.
I don't think we need it because we say that in all the lines above it.
Yeah.
Should we drop that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, snow removal, well, increased prices for salt and sand consistently underfunded in recent years, yeah. That's for sure,
People
right,
will understand that.
yeah. All right, rubbish and recycle hauling,
Oh.
5% increase per contract terms, cents. All right, fire station mitigation, less services needed. Okay. Water quality includes water testing and reporting for library and LWAC.
So can we delete this PFAS line here now?
Here's what I want, well, I can. Is it gonna screw everything up though?
No, it should.
Let's see.
Which line is that?
Numbering is still good?
Yeah, no, that's.
Okay, got it.
In fact, there's nothing.
Should you
Okay.
spell out LWAC to be consistent?
Yeah. So that's Lake Wyola.
Advisory committee.
All right. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay,
You should think, yeah, I
Yeah.
know, so.
All right.
If you just double click on the line, it'll just do.
Oh, yeah, is that it?
It's just, that's okay, you
Okay.
did fine.
that's good.
Just
All
a
right.
little trick that-
Yes. And then Board of Health, potential new model placeholder for now. I hope we don't have to explain this at town meeting.
And I changed the title of it to profession.
Professional.
Professional?
Health Services.
So when we say placeholder for now, we're just telling everybody, we don't know what it's gonna be, we're
Right.
just using our best guess.
Yeah. Okay. All right, veterans benefits, 75% will be reimbursed in FY 28 using cash reserves for $8,250. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Retirement county, less retirement paid out.
That's what I understand, but I'm not sure if that's true.
Haley, do you have any advice on this note here? This is an amount we're assessed, right? We get that from, is
My
it?
understanding, from
Yeah.
well, Ryan provides those
Burkhart?
numbers.
Okay,
I usually get them from him.
Is it because less retirement was paid out? Maybe we shouldn't put that in there.
Yeah, maybe we don't need to know.
leave it
I
out.
don't know.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
small enough, it's immaterial, really.
All right. Health insurance policy changes have slowed the rise to about 9% for FY 27. Yeah, and I think we should be prepared to explain how we got what those changes involve. Do you have a good handle on this?
The Ozempic was their big one. They did it
Right.
right away.
Okay.
And so they've already, they didn't have a fight the way GIC
All right,
did.
so weight loss drugs are no longer covered.
Covered-
expense.
And the
there's some people
deductibles
that are
went
covered,
up.
But most people are not.
Okay,
And then they are all dropping. The prices are dropping on that. So who knows what will happen?
Yeah.
And also the deductibles went up.
and
for the employees.
and deductibles.
Yeah.
Okay,
But one thing I wanted to say about that line was,
Mhm.
we're also easing it in with cash reserves, so
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't note that, maybe we should.
yeah. We are doing, what is it? I forget now. $25,000, okay. All right. Applying
Cash reserves.
25K of cash reserves to these increase. Is that good?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Wrong line.
If you just double click like on the line between the 112 and the
Like
113,
this one here?
yeah, just double click that.
There we go.
And it gives you the
Learn
right.
something new. All right.
It's-
OPEB trust fund hiatus for FY 26 payment, easing back into operating budget with cash.
Need to do the same, yeah, here.
All right, with cash reserves. Great. Okay. Medicare tax projected FY 27 increase.
Yeah, I don't know why we need a note on that.
Isn't that what we're doing for every single line?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Good point.
He gave us the number, we took it, so
Yeah.
we don't have to explain it.
Yeah,
Well, if anybody asks, it's based on the salaries.
yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's.
Insurance and bonds.
You can give it
Estimate.
an estimate.
Okay.
So we know that the 79 is what they're gonna bill us next year?
Yeah.
It's good, it's flat.
All right.
That's not flat moment.
Town building maintenance fund. Hiatus in FY 26, restarting with 20K. All right, great,
It's not from cash reserves, right? No.
correct.
And you can delete that little table at the bottom if you want. I mean, ultimately, we don't need that.
Yeah.
It's just what I use to check FY 25.
Okay, great. All right, so. Next question is, I forget why we had red font for some of these items. So
It's the
just the,
format for the number, and if
Okay.
you don't want red fonts, I can show you how to change.
no, that's fine, but
Well, the question is,
so it's,
anything that's not black, you gotta be careful. How's it gonna print is the question. I saw a blue number
Hmm.
somewhere in there
Yeah, there's a
too.
few blue members too.
all right.
Anything that's blue needs to be changed.
But basically, everything in red is a number that's a gain, right? As opposed to a
Yeah.
decrease
it's-
from
yeah,
FY 26.
So that's $7,000 there, in blue, that shouldn't be blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, Haley, do you know, will the red print okay?
I mean, we can try
it.
it and can always make like a different copy that we just change the color of so that we don't.
Well, we can change the color here now. We can just change the font, because you can you can edit the number type. And there's one where you can have negatives without the red.
Just
Pretty sure. I usually always use the red because it stands out.
I guess the next question is,
Could be on white
There's
paper. I mean, we
blue
don't have to.
0 on 6.
um,
The other place that this is a problem is doing the annual report. It doesn't do colors on the pages. So
Yeah.
just do it in black and white.
yeah, should I put everything in
Yeah, so if you just click the P at the very top, well, all right, yeah.
that work? Yeah.
No, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
That's not gonna do it. No,
Okay.
what you want to do is, you can highlight everything, that's fine.
Uh-huh.
Or just that column, because that's the
Yeah.
one that's gonna really have negatives.
Uh-huh.
And then, right click
Uh-huh.
and edit, format cells. And then, numbers. And then see the one that has no color, that one. And just make sure your decimal place is 0. And you want commas, so click the use column. There you go. And now they won't be red. Probably want to check that, but should be okay.
Yeah.
Looks like no.
Okay, great.
Save it.
So then. All right,
Wait, go down because I think the percentages might be, we might have the same thing with percentages. Okay, no, we don't. Okay,
we're
good.
good, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
Okay, so then how many years? So this is now, let's think about the printed version. How many years of
Yeah,
information do we want
it's sitting on my desk. So we basically, last year, I think we did 22 to 26. So I think we dropped 22 and it's 23.
to? Okay,
In fact, I checked that and the way it is now is the way it was. I hid all the other ones
okay,
on
got it.
purpose to remind us.
All right, so, if we.
So this
print
should fit on one, this should fit.
Yeah,
There's scroll up a little, please. There's a green highlight on insurance and bonds.
Oh, yeah.
I just saw something red too.
yeah.
Yeah, there's all
These are red. Oh, because we didn't do that for these.
This is a test, AJ. Do you remember how? Right.
Fast.
Good?
I'm hoping never to learn this in my life. I didn't.
Uh, All right,
Right, that's a pretty darn good looking budget.
Yeah.
For the bottom line.
all right, and then.
Well, careful about the print area because you don't want to get your titles. You know how to do that, right, Haley?
I can play around with it.
Yeah,
Or
so
find
that
a
the
YouTube
titles print
video
on
or
every
something.
page, but
Okay,
so that you always get the titles on every page. So when the numbers, you can always tell.
all right,
See how
Really?
page 2, you can't see the headings?
Why?
So you have
Oh,
to set
okay, yeah.
titles and then change the print range, and then the titles will
Oh.
come on every page.
Okay,
Interesting.
Haley,
okay,
call me if you don't.
Is it really 20
All right.
pages?
it looks like it.
Including.
Well,
that
so
what
I
it
think
says?
he was doing landscape. Oh, no, you're doing.
Yeah, this is
you are doing
landscape,
Yeah,
right, which is what I want, right?
right.
There's
it
no
is what you
blank
want.
pages at the end, or
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Okay, so,
yeah,
They gotta get-
it's wrong.
so if we
Fix the column.
scale, okay. One pages. All right,
You don't want it by one time.
Definitely not. So I don't know where you are. I don't use this, so I can't tell you, but there's
I went to print it.
printer options. No.
Ridiculous thing. I
Alright.
just shut.
Oh, I tried to.
so it's 6 pages long.
That makes sense.
All right,
Yeah, and that's good. That's 3 pieces of paper.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Haley, I will send this.
Okay.
To you,
Well, let's look at the revenue page.
yeah,
too.
that's right.
That's true.
Yeah, revenue page, I want to see where we're at.
All right. So, let me make this a little bigger. Yeah. Yeah, all kinds of,
Okay.
We left those last year. I think they printed okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Haley, if you print a page and you look and you don't like them, you can always change them, right?
Blue did not
Yeah.
print well on blue paper.
Oh,
um,
that's a good point.
Oh, we're gonna be doing blue paper.
Well, so do it on white.
Yeah.
But it also is that when it goes to the town report, it has to be black and white.
all right,
Okay.
so it's all, should all be, right, okay, great. Do we want to keep these? Because I know
No.
that was, looking at
But-
all of like this.
Well, that's not gonna print.
Yeah.
And that won't be in the print range, and
Alright.
we do, because we want to add the other aids, the other chapter,
Okay,
state aid as they come in, so we can kind of compare what everybody did.
Our thinking.
okay, great. All right, so, they'll see everything up till this row here, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, and
Alright.
everything else is for us.
yeah,
I think people are gonna be interested in that table at the bottom when they talk about $477.
Yeah.
You can really point out that,
how much of that is library?
yeah, the
Yeah,
library and the
it's-
track, and right, in the middle school roof, I mean,
Yeah.
that's a third of it,
Right,
more than a third of it.
Yeah.
And everybody, and remind everybody, you all approved the library.
yeah, right.
So you knew this was coming. I mean,
10 years ago.
no,
Just that.
don't even go. Just saying.
All right, but our bottom line, and George, I know you sent me an email that I didn't fully digest yet about some feedback from the assessor about how.
Yes, yeah, so using the dollar amount, I know I've been saying we should use a range because we missed it so much last year. But I was thinking about it and I talked to Jay, the new assessor, and he said, that depreciation is not gonna be that much extra. He said, you probably should just go with what you have and just point out to people that there are various factors affecting these calculations, and these are just estimates of scale. This
Yeah.
just gives you an idea of how large it'll be.
All right,
Most people aren't gonna be able to equate this number to what they see in their
Right, 'cause
tax bill, so it's not
their value is not the exact amount of the average.
right. And
So,
most
yeah.
people, I mean, even for us, this is not that simple. It's not
Right.
that straightforward. So it's more what we're really doing. And I notice every time when you read the Gazette, they're given this number. They're not doing a range. They're giving a number. and
Okay.
Saying it's a factor. So
Okay,
it gives you the scale. We're being conservative on our revenue estimates, especially if we get the $50,000 for
Yeah.
Quabbin. Our
Yeah.
70,000 excess levy capacity would be 20,000, and the 477 is going to go down accordingly. So
Right.
I think we are being conservative.
okay,
Also, chapter 70 and state aid number, I think it's probably ultimately going to be better than what we're using. Maybe. I think typically the
Senate.
committee makes it higher than the governor's, and we're using the governor's, which is the lowest.
okay. All right, so this is what I think we'll be able to share at annual town meeting, is that we are estimating the average single-family tax bill to be $7,248, which would be a $477 increase from FY 26.
And this calculation also includes line 66. I know you all know it, but
Yeah,
the additional the residential rate is higher than the property tax rate above it because of the means testing.
right. Mhm. Yeah, okay. All right, any concerns about this? So do we usually show the same number of years as as we do on the expense?
Yes, yes.
All right, so I've got to unfreeze, let's see.
Yeah, so.
All right. So we are gonna hide up to,
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
right? Okay,
And this-
Okay.
This should print pretty easily.
yeah. All right, so that,
Take out 2 pages.
Yes,
let's
yeah, it'll fit on two. It did last year.
Yeah.
It might be challenging, Haley.
What's happening there? You see the little charts in the middle of.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta select the range
yeah, all right.
like you did before. And AJ, if you select
Mhm.
from property tax levy, so in row 4, select from row 4, yeah,
Mhm.
select from there to the
Okay.
back. And then set. Let's see if it's got title already set in it. It probably does. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like it's
see,
on- right,
so it's got, I can't tell, it's so small, but you
Yeah.
can see the year
yeah.
on both pages.
think
Yeah, so the
yeah.
titles are already set, that's.
Okay, great. All right, so yeah, this will be a 2-page document then.
Hopefully people want to squint.
Yeah. All right,
So you didn't send it.
so Haley, I will send this to you when we wrap up tonight.
Okay.
Next up,
Oh
Yeah.
wait, before you pivot away
Yeah.
from this, so I like I said earlier, I've been working on like a meeting guide for town meeting, and I
Yeah.
just sent you a document, AJ. If you
Mhm.
don't mind sharing it and opening it, I just
Sure.
want to show all of you what I was thinking of distributing before town meeting. So it just takes, it's like, it's just a pie chart showing what portion of the budget is paid out. Like if you had a property tax bill for $1,000, what would that $1,000 go to based on different budget categories?
oh, I see, okay. All right, so annual town meeting warrant guide, this is the document, yeah.
Yep. So if you just scroll straight down, or you can look at this too.
Yeah.
So this is just kind of telling people, what's the action that's on the table? What's the summary? What might they need to know to consider something like free cash, for example? It's not free money, right? We know it's just unspent
Yeah.
funds.
Okay.
Yeah, that's on.
And so this will be a handout that is distributed at,
I'll have it printed and up on the website.
okay. And so the idea is that as each article, so for every article, there's like a little.
There's a
kind
step-by-step
of
guide.
Interesting, okay, got it.
You should
All
fix.
right. So here's what I'm gonna recommend is I will share this with our committee. Now, does this have like? This doesn't need to be, or does this need to be posted before annual town meeting? Is this something you're gonna share on the
Try to
website?
do
or
it
is
before, yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it's a little bit more flexible.
Okay, because I think I'd like to be, for the committee to be able to just review this and see if they have any suggestions, or we should also, like, a couple of there's numbers in here, so we should also,
Yeah,
we'll do some cross-referencing with
Okay.
the final budget, because we've
Article
changed,
3 needs to be updated for dollars.
yeah. Right, yeah, so like this total dollar amount has been just changed.
Yeah,
So-
this is still a draft form because
Okay,
I'm
Yeah,
reworking.
just want to make sure that.
Yeah, I'm reworking
the-
the capital. Oh, sorry, what?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I like the idea. It kind of reminds me of like the voter guide you get in the mail before like
Yeah.
general election. It was like our version of that. Okay. So what were you gonna say about capital items?
That is still very much draft form because like I said earlier, I've really been kind of struggling with how do you not advocate for something? How do you just
Yeah.
explain, well, this is what was received and this is kind of the reasoning why. So that's very much draft. So I would not go
Got
verbatim
it.
on anything.
Are
like that.
you, just out of curiosity, are the sponsors for each of these capital items, like the department heads, are they giving you this language, or are you sort of?
I pulled
talking
that all
through?
from the forms, actually. I
Okay,
just took
got
the capital request forms and just pulled all the language from there.
That's really good.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's cool. So I will share this with the committee and then if everybody can go through it and maybe if you have suggestions, can you just email them to me?
Yeah.
And then I'll consolidate everybody's suggestions and send it to Haley. Does that work, Haley?
Mhm.
Uh,
For
terms of
sure.
Process? Okay, great.
And so.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so this document, just for the minutes, so this is a document we're creating to describe each warrant article, a brief summary of each warrant article that will be posted on the website.
What
All right.
is-
It's
what's
really
the
hard to
following?
know when to,
Annual town.
sorry, it's like super hard to get cues on when to speak on Zoom when
No
everyone else
problem.
is in the room.
No, you're good.
So,
No, you're good. What's up?
but nothing. So I just tried to model it after the Friday 5. But if you just scroll to the bottom, so it'll have all the warrant articles, and then it'll have some like vocabulary for people, and then it
Uh-huh.
talks about parliamentary procedures, and then at the very end of it, there's like a little graphic, and that kind
Oh,
of
this is,
shows.
yeah, the chart you were saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. So that's what it would look like, and it would just show you, if you had only $1,000 in property taxes to pay, that's kind of the breakdown. And so it definitely, if people can double check the numbers, and then there's a chart underneath it that kind of explains it a little bit more.
Wow, Haley, that's great.
Okay, got it. So this is like for every $1,000 you pay in property taxes, this is where those dollars go to.
Mhm.
So you just took these percentages from the budget, the education is a percentage of.
Okay, great. All right, so yeah, I think there's gonna be some double checking the numbers here only because we've made some minor changes to the budget, and so we'll that'll be part of our review for this, but
I like how I'd be able to separate out the benefits and insurance. Here, you having a separate line for that.
yeah,
Now that really ends up, parts of that are education and general government,
Uh-huh.
so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
But it's nice to be able to separate. that.
yeah, no, I like this framing, yeah,
Isn't it amazing how little debt service is relative to everything else?
yeah. I know, because
Yeah.
it feels like
Yeah.
a very big deal this year, right? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, so there's really
I think
like,
one of the messages here is like benefits insurance, that's an item that just, it is what it is.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think it's,
Discretionary.
yeah.
and to AJ's
Is
point,
that the other way to say that?
It's non-discretionary.
yeah,
Yeah.
which was the point AJ was making last week. We need
Right.
to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
To
good.
the unemployment,
Yeah,
you want to get that up.
all right, okay, this looks cool, Haley,
Really good.
so we'll spend some time on this, and then if I get you any suggestions or feedback by Thursday next week, does that work for
Yeah,
your
that's
timing?
perfect.
Okay,
Are we gonna meet Tuesday?
think so, yeah.
What about, the that worksheet you have with the capital and then the stabilization and cash reserve, cash.
CapEx.
Oh, like our
that-
CapEx,
that-
Yeah,
that sheet,
that's the one.
that sheet.
but you're asking about sharing it, or?
Well, is that part of this package or?
It's not, but our annual report
Summarized.
has a section of it that basically summarizes that. So maybe that's a good segue to pull that up.
Yeah, I guess at least for us, I think it'd be good, at least for us to have an update.
Yeah, well, we have an
An
annual
updated
report.
updated version of it that shows that spreadsheet you've put together.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I've got it
I
all
think that's
here,
really-
actually, yeah, so
It's
it's,
really valuable, I think.
Yes, and it's simpler on our annual report than it is looking at that schedule.
yeah,
We're all familiar with that schedule, but
Yeah.
to show that to a green audience, who hasn't seen it as often as we have.
Yeah,
Jim, you're talking about this,
that's exact,
Fine, right, where we,
yeah, exactly
where
that,
we have for each
Exactly.
capital item, yeah,
exactly that.
yeah.
Yeah.
All
So,
that data is on.
Is that in Google Docs?
yeah, so this is in our Google folder,
Okay.
so, it's called the CapEx document, and you can even look at the last several years.
I think that's really helpful.
Yeah, and the super helpful thing about this is at the bottom, we can see where for each of our cash reserves. So capital stabilization and free cash, we can see what our starting balances were as of actions taken at the last special town meeting. That, and then all of the things we're considering at annual town meeting total $425,000 and change. And so this is what it leaves our cash reserves at if all of those things pass at annual town meeting. So
I have a quick side note.
That could be on our webpage with all of our documents. They don't have to explain it. They can look at it or not look at it. And the piece about that is that it's a plan.
Mhm.
And it's a plan over multiple years. So if you
Mhm.
want to just put it up on our web page with the FinCom webpage ends up with all the documents as well as some are on the home page.
Mhm.
As long as they can't edit it.
Yeah,
And I don't think we have to print it or, go
No.
into a great explanation, but I feel for the people that are hunting,
Mhm.
that's information.
all right, so maybe we could print out a PDF version of this and then post that, yeah.
Yeah, there is one thing on here that's not in the annual report, and that's the grader.
Yeah.
Because we're only getting the grader if we get the grant.
Right,
Did we hear any? You did that?
No, we won't know about the grant till June. As always,
Yeah.
He seemed pretty they seemed pretty positive.
feels good about it.
Yeah.
And he said, if I don't get it, I'll wait a year because I'll get it next year.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
okay. I'm gonna share the annual report. Okay, so let's do this in two steps. One, we'll look at the usual format for the annual report. We'll go through that, and then we'll look at Laura's letter and see if that should be a part of this package that we want to print and post. Okay, so George, this reflects all last minute changes.
Yeah, it was only $1,000. It didn't really change it at all.
Yeah, right. Okay,
It's, it didn't change at all. You might want to get rid of the yellow. I just highlighted it to show everybody I put that back in.
yeah, okay, great.
Because as I said, now the difference, there is a slight difference between this and what's on the revenue page, but it's not, I don't think it's a big deal.
Okay,
I'm not at this very moment knowing why, but there is a reason. Oh, yeah. You know what I didn't do? I should have used 1735 instead of 1734, but I don't use the 1735 for the means test because it wouldn't tie to the above part, which calculates from the budget. So that's why there's a difference. 7243 does not include the means test. The
I see.
means test, that's $4. And that's $5 is the difference between, or $5. And that's the difference between the two. So if anybody says, I'm looking here and I see
Yeah.
7243 and there's 7248, the answer is we're not using the means testing tax rate, we're using the revenue
Okay.
tax rate.
got it. All right, so I should leave it at the 1734?
Yes,
Yeah.
because that's what tied
That's what
with
that-
on our revenue sheet. Yes.
So that's what this calculation comes. Okay, got it. All right. All right, so we've got our pie chart, which is sort of another, well, the expense version is kind of another way to share what Haley has in her document, but anyway, all right, so here's our,
Did we prepare a school section? I didn't see it.
Oh, well,
no, oh,
Do that another year, but I think
Yes.
it was a good idea. And it's all right if it didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
I got mixed up. I couldn't figure it out.
yeah, I mean, given that it's 58% of our budget,
yeah.
it does warrant.
All right, so significant operating changes compared to the FY 26 budget. Got some new item. Right. Yeah, I don't think so. Right, this should be in italics.
To the four
Um,
is italic also.
What's that?
The four, like, is also
Um,
like the number, like the,
Oh, yeah, the numbering of the bullets,
yeah.
the bullet number.
Oh, it's italic,
Oh, I
it should
see.
be italicized. Control I.
Did you want to change the name of that? Because you did on the
Yeah,
budget
good.
spreadsheet.
Yes, thank you. ARPS, regional debt, right? All right, so the thing we wanna make sure when we talk through these is that these are the amount of the increases, right? Obviously, they're not the budget line amounts, but, okay, got it.
Right, that budget increase.
So some of these have percentages and some don't. I guess OPEB is because we didn't do any last.
100%.
Yeah, yeah,
You could put that in.
yeah. I
To
guess
go
we
back up to
should.
the new budget items, can you spell out maintenance? Because you spell it out.
Yeah,
Repairs and maintenance, A2.
Yeah, A2, because you spell it out in B8, so.
There's plenty of room for it.
okay. Town employees' salary increases, including,
This might be a place where we could say COLA was 2.59%.
yeah, but then do we need a dollar amount that's,
Well, that's a 15,000. Well, no,
no,
the
that's,
15,000, actually, the 15,000.
wait, it is, is it?
The 15,000 is only the COLA. And maybe that's what we should call this, town employees COLA increases.
Yeah, that's what this is, right?
Yeah, it is, because it says excludes contracted and unions.
All right,
Yeah, you know,
town employees,
That doesn't
So,
have Ellen's extra hours though.
the actual calculation is probably not material enough. Because,
Gotcha.
because what I do, Haley, to get the calculation is I just highlight the column and I change all the 2.59s to 0. And then
Oh, okay.
I write down what the budget is and then I set it back to 2.59 and I see the differences between the budgets. So
Okay.
hers does go up year to year, but that percentage is really all it's calculating. And there's
I
a
see.
slight change because of that, but not much.
And her 4 hours added per week isn't part of that? That's
No,
what she was.
It's just the percentage change.
Okay.
And her amount is adjusted. So how is the formula look? Let me just look. How's the formula look in the cell that has her salary?
Wolves.
Yeah, this is how rumors start. All right, town collector. So when I look at the line, it's a flat amount that doesn't even have the percentage. So hers didn't
Not
change when I did that calculation.
okay, got it.
So,
Yeah.
you know, we're talking,
This is just
Okay.
COLAs and
Yes.
nothing else.
And do you want to put 2.59
Yeah.
somewhere on that?
yeah.
COLA increases 2.59.
How about if I just put it here? To match the other lines here, or?
Town employee COLA increases.
I think it's really important because I feel like people. It's the kind of thing that I feel like people who are upset about the budget. And the increase in their tax bill might feel like, wait, what? Budget's so hard this year, why are we giving any increases at all? And it's like, in the scheme of things,
Yeah.
down to
It's-
$15,000. It's like
That's
nothing,
a
right?
deal.
Yeah, it's nothing. Um,
No.
Yeah. And what does it actually provide in terms of staff morale and, yeah.
Right, yeah, all the
And-
benefits for 50,000.
Commitment to the town, and just,
Inflation.
anyway, so seeing that number, I think is important. All right, so notable projected revenue increases, decreases, okay, total tax levy.
Little extra space.
Actually, you know, I crunched it because I was having trouble with orphans going to the next page.
Okay.
So I actually I tightened it up a little only because I didn't want the tables to be like
Yeah,
the free cash, you know, A, B on one
Right.
page and C
yeah.
on the other. I don't, and you should scroll down and see how that's doing now.
Put a subtotal line.
Oh, yeah. So the emergency dam repair was going to the next page. So I tightened things up to keep
Okay.
it all.
Yeah, yeah, it looks like
Mhm.
it's,
That's always a challenge.
yes.
For me anyways.
Uh-huh. Okay, notable,
I think I asked for a subtotal line.
I put them in. So I did that, Susie. So if you look at line A, it's got a total at the end. And Oh, A,
No.
B, and C should be B, C, and D. At the
That'd
bottom.
be good.
And if you add it up,
Two above it.
yeah, I don't know why that's not. You might have, yeah,
Is A, part of it, or is it not?
yeah, it's not
The first thing
recognizing,
it might not think.
yeah, it's not recognizing, that's exactly.
You can speak to it directly then.
Yeah, it must be the way I set it up.
Yeah, that's right. But that's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, and so Susie, so total tax levy increase, the 168, 70, 40, 154 minus 5 equals 427.
Yeah, no, that's not where I'm thinking that we need a subtotal. It's down where we're using cash,
So in three,
cash
in three,
reserves
Oh,
down below. So there's a difference between using it in the capital budget and using it in the operating budget. And I feel like we
Right.
should have a subtotal for the
we could do the same thing right after fire truck, we could put 934, that's what the number is. I'll check it, but that's what it is.
so you're saying a subtotal for these items here? Yeah.
Right, but instead of
just
doing
the
that,
cash one, so it's above 8 and
we could do what we did in the other one where we could put it on line A and just have dash total of 934. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you
on the-
want 1 through 7 to be totaled up?
well, we're not,
Yeah.
not using cash.
I'm gonna do it right now.
on 8.
But I already know this, it's,
I see.
Yeah.
And I feel like the argument that's going on is how we're using cash reserves and we're.
right, but that's gonna be down lower, you're gonna see that.
How is it down lower?
Keep going. Keep, oh, wait, go on. No, I guess you're right. Yeah, you don't see it. It's not broken out. You're right.
Okay.
The subtotal lines for what's in capital cash reserves and what's in operating cash reserves, because I think we'll see that we're decreasing some of our reliance.
Yeah, I mean, you could, where tractor is, you could put a heading, cash, for free cash. And then indent 2 through 7, and then above fire truck, put borrowings, and then just have a fire truck below, you know, that's one way to do it.
It's confusing having that 800,000.
Right, if it sets on
What
something.
if it's something like this?
Yes, it is.
Capital budget. okay. Funded,
Says all funded from cash, free cash except fire truck.
well, what if we did this? With free cash, okay, and then,
Just
just come,
at the, no,
how about if I do something like this?
Okay, it'll
And then
subtotal there.
get rid of this,
yeah, or you could put it in the funded with free cash line. But yeah,
funded from borrowing, something like that.
That's a
Yep.
different title.
yep. That works.
Okay,
You might as
And
well,
then-
you
A
might as well,
space.
yeah, I was gonna say that.
Take the, from borrowing.
okay, and then,
Out of-
Suzie, did you think it was important to total this column?
I do.
Yeah, so you could put it at the end of free cash, dash 150, 190.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. You're saying
Yeah.
up here, right?
Yeah, what is it? It's 134. Yeah, like we did with the others.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's clear.
Okay, sorry, what's the amount?
134. 134K. Yeah, there you go.
Something like that, Suzie, is that what?
Yeah,
Yeah, perfect. That's a good idea.
Okay.
Get rid of
Yeah.
the sentence of.
And get rid of the 8 on the fire truck.
Yeah.
Or call it, give it a 1 maybe.
do we have an idea that funded from borrowing would be starts in FY 28?
Yes.
Should
want
I,
to put that?
should we say that? Okay.
Yeah.
To begin in FY 28?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay,
That's a good.
all right.
So how does that line up the rest of them?
Sorry, say it again?
How does that line up the rest of the report?
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be an issue, right?
Well, you can delete a row on.
So I don't need this note here, right?
No.
Yeah. All right.
That's much better.
And you don't need the note under fire, next to fire truck,
Right.
or,
It's,
Borrow.
yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, you don't need that.
Right. Spaces, lots of spaces. I'm not a fan of the word, but
okay,
because I'm a spreadsheet guy.
Yeah.
And then you can probably delete the row Between fire truck, there's 2 rows, you only need 1.
Yeah,
See how it looks. Yeah.
all right.
So this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Right?
that's-
Yeah, maybe we want that space. And
I know.
oh yeah, we got the same, we got an orphan up there too.
Some-
We have an orphan at the top of this page.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. See, that's the kind of thing that always
Yeah.
drives
What
me
if there's
crazy.
a pie graph one?
Yeah, try that.
You could make the pie graph smaller, actually. Yep, and then just grab the bottom right hand corner. Yep. Oh, thank God for that undo button. What's going on?
All right.
That's weird.
Uh,
That's weird. I think you're doing the right thing.
Let's see.
I don't know why it's doing that. But there's, I can do
Huh.
the sides, right? Let's see.
You should just be able to grab it and move it like you did.
Let's try.
Try grabbing it at the very bottom instead of the corner. Try grabbing that square at the bottom. Yeah, see, just push that up. Yeah.
That's
Wait,
good.
figure that out.
I'm so-
Sometimes it does, it changes it a little, but if you just do it one line, it's good.
Usually, wait, I'm trying to remember where I can see the actual size of this. Let's see.
Onto the picture on that. I think the blue.
If you click home.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
All right.
Do,
All right. So I could even do that a little bigger.
there you go.
Yeah,
Even
but
more.
number two needs
Okay.
a- Yeah.
All right. So that's good, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't help us with this one. No, it does here.
yeah,
Yeah. So now we're good. Okay. Right?
quick save.
Yeah, but there's no subtotal for operating, or you could just put it at the top. The total that's coming.
Just like we
from
did for the other.
operating,
Yeah.
But free cash for operating.
Right, which is what's in the budget. It's.
Or free cash. So you're suggesting I give like a subtotal for
Yeah.
this? Yeah, just like that. Okay.
208, 250. Or you could even say 208K.
208.
That's what's in the budget. We want to capitalize the word cash and free cash. Free cash is like a fund or a thing.
Should I underline this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, good.
and then
Should-
cash up in A.
Yeah,
Yeah.
under capital budget, free cash.
You can take out the word all from it, just as from.
From free, you mean that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you might want to put a space between the dash. It's all right. You know,
We actually could match that with A also, just.
Oh, yeah. From funded, you're saying the dash?
Yeah, I mean, just, yeah.
yeah, worded the same exact, yeah. And also at the end of capital budget, hit a carriage return where you can have a space between, I think we got room to have a space between capital budget and, yeah, I think that looks, no. Did we lose anything? Yeah, no, we didn't. Bad idea. That's why it was the way it was.
All right.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Let me do a quick check and make sure we're still tying to our schedule.
The capital
And
projects impacting FY 28 budget, regional. Wait, I'm looking at this. So, George, the point about these two items is that these are projects that have already been approved by prior actions that we're not taking up an annual town meeting. But oh, I see. No, this point is that why do we say these are impacting the FY 28?
I don't know.
Because they're impacting FY
Did
27.
we put that there is a committee, right? That's.
Yeah, I think at one point we thought maybe that these weren't actually,
Oh, that's right. And then you looked it up and you
Yes.
found them.
yeah. All right, so we get rid of this, right?
Well, and actually, we were also thinking the fire truck.
Yeah. That's right.
That's, we put that now above, so.
Yeah, that's right.
So we don't need
Yeah, we
this.
don't need this. We can put the school there.
7, that's good.
right, there we go. Okay. Update upcoming potential capital projects, parking lot repaving. Town Hall, okay. Building repairs, gravel, okay. And then risks and opportunities.
Oh. One is the trash contract upcoming. Where
Yes.
does that go?
Yeah, future,
Back up.
I don't think it's,
Yeah.
it's not, it's risk and opportunities.
yeah,
Probably a risk,
yes.
you know,
Um,
it was a big risk, right?
Yeah.
And we got, she's,
It's gonna.
Meryl put out a survey to try and get everybody's,
Oh.
put her thumb in the wind on this one.
oh, I didn't see that.
It's in the newsletter
Oh,
that
okay.
got mailed to your house,
All right, got it.
and you can go online and fill it out.
All right.
Maybe put it under health insurance. It's
Alright.
kind of real.
Yeah. Okay, so, new trash and recycling, or I guess current trash and recycling contract expires.
Yeah.
FY 28, right? End of FY 27?
Yeah.
End of FY 27. Okay. Do I need to say will need to negotiate new contract or alternative? No, it's
No,
fine,
that's-
right? Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Dump it in the woods.
Oh, and the other thing that's not in here is the, salary.
oh,
That's right.
It's
uh,
The real life.
reorganizing.
Do we think that's material? I mean, is that gonna be a
Well,
big?
somewhere
number?
we need to be saying that it might.
It's happening.
At the special
Yeah.
town meeting.
Yeah.
Might show up that soon.
so,
I mean,
yes.
it's not really a risk.
Is there a risk? Yeah, that's the thing. I guess it is in the sense that it's something that would impact future budgets, but
Don't say anything and then bring it up.
Yeah.
That's not the right sequence,
yeah.
I think.
So can we say something like personnel? Yeah,
No,
personnel board conducting comprehensive salary.
salary, job descriptions and hours.
Right. Where should this go? Maybe seven?
Those-
7?
No, I think it goes above the school cost.
Okay.
It can go under, yeah, that's fine.
On here, okay. Personnel board
Even-
to review. Town employee job descriptions and salaries.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Do we need to limit that to, because you don't do that for school personnel, right? It's basically,
No, town,
how do we,
it's, that's
okay, yeah,
town employees. I think.
yeah, I think it's fine, yeah. All right, so,
actually, speaking of the school,
yeah,
we'll be negotiating their contract.
yeah, that's right.
Another risk.
So should we put that in here? Yeah. Might as well,
That'll
right?
bring the opportunities down.
I wonder if maybe we should just have a section that was like the one we just deleted, you know, not a risk or an opportunity, just upcoming activities that could affect the budget
Yeah.
without, because,
Without
I mean,
kind of positive, negative.
if I'm, yeah, exactly, exactly, because if I'm,
Making it more neutral.
if I'm,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
if I'm an employee of the school, why is that a risk that you're giving me a pay increase?
So what would we?
Future,
I would even give it
How
a,
about anticipated?
The whole title is called Risks and Opportunities.
yeah, I would make a new section. I would make section 7.
opportunity.
The new 7.
What if we just name the one like? what
Make this state, yeah.
Because I mean, I think we can maybe,
Sorry, say that again, Laura?
if you scroll up, like, what did we name 6? Like, so potential capital projects, like upcoming, like,
Right,
budget
see-
impact or like,
Upcoming potential operating activities.
Yeah.
Operating budget, impactors, or what's a better word?
Influence.
Upcoming,
Operating.
Budget
expense.
drivers,
Yeah.
operating budget. You know, upcoming activities that impact the operating budget, upcoming,
activity, upcoming operating budget,
but again, things that will impact it.
Upcoming impacts on operating budget.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean,
It's a winner.
impact, operating budget, okay. And so then the items are,
Shame when that happens. Yeah, you may have cited them already, right?
yeah, so we said,
Number 6.
For 6 and put it up there.
Five to 7 to be the elementary school contract.
What about police contract? Is that coming up?
I
The
don't know.
Yeah, that is coming up.
heard-
Off the top of my head, I don't remember if it's this year or
Sure.
next year though.
contract negotiation or,
it's a negotiation.
okay.
And the police contract negotiation, I'm not sure if that's this year or. can we just-
AJ, you don't want to delete the word elementary school. I think you want. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that was,
Right.
maybe we'll be up
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
Personal contracts are continuously being negotiated.
So is the trash and recycling thing, is that a risk?
Yeah. Put it up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Versus a risk?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's an opportunity. We save money. It's
It's
a bid. Yeah, it's a bidding situation. I know.
Okay.
Always wake up.
It's the right word.
For this section?
Yeah. Is that, it's.
Impacts the operating.
I don't have a problem with that to describe these.
Oh, I just maybe potential is the only thing I might add to it, like we do above it.
Hmm.
Upcoming potential impacts on operating. No, not there.
Oh.
In number 7.
Oh, I see.
See how 6 says upcoming potential?
Um,
The margins off.
yeah, I'll fix that. But are we missing anything from this list?
I'm sure it's. Anything going on at the regional school that might be neutral? Well, we got the, right, we have the working groups. I guess that
Yeah,
doesn't count here.
That's an opportunity.
yeah.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, no, I think that's all I can. I know. we're gonna do
Something
some
about the-
analysis.
A potential, well, should we say something about our health insurance?
That's down.
Provider?
Number 3.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah, that's a risk.
all right.
Is there anything?
No, maybe that's it.
I mean, upcoming this year, what projects do we have going on in town from the board's perspective? Yeah, that's fine.
Projects, not meaning.
I want to get rid of the space, a couple spaces between, I know it's nitpicky. See in number 7, the
Mhm.
gap between the 7 and the word upcoming? See how it is in 6?
Down in space.
Well, yeah, 7's out in space and the upcoming, the U is, see how the U is, how the A is indented to one above. You can fix
No,
that later.
this is good. Somebody has to.
All right, I see what you're saying, yeah.
We just like, yeah, that looks fun.
Yeah, I got you. All right. All right, so then risks and risks and opportunities, we don't need to take anything out, right? Because I already did that.
A number,
Opportunities include, Bobbin and rural aid.
I think it does. But before we go to, before we go to
that's not-
opportunities, yeah, before we get to opportunities, number E and number 5,
Uh-huh,
chapter 70 funding policies are not benefiting our local schools any longer.
Yeah.
Chapter 70 funding policies are still not benefiting our local school lines. It doesn't matter.
no,
But it's continued. I want to say this has been a continuing issue.
have not,
Have not.
Been,
have not benefited
Yep.
Schools are no longer keeping pace with our school costs, yes.
Yeah, our local schools, yeah. With increasing school costs?
I mean, that's
I guess that's
fine.
fine. That's applied, yeah. All right. Sorry, charter school is good.
This is so insane.
So are we,
So one thing on this, I don't wanna. If we were to include it, I'd wanna frame it right, but like, there's a certain. The kind of instability created by a single out of district placement, like it's a. It's like one of the things we're realizing this year, right, is that one. Placement can have a significant impact, so it's not just that it's a cost driver, it's the fact that it's impossible to plan for, right? I mean, like we.
Yes.
So that's one thing we're trying to plan for. Is it under opportunities? So we're gonna create a special suspense stabilization?
So we should definitely add that here. Potential,
I'm trying to find out, because the first step apparently is the school committee needs to vote it. If we intend to do this in our fall, special town meeting, I need to get them to take that vote before they leave for the summer, because they don't start right up. They start up in September,
yeah,
which is too late for getting onto that warrant.
right,
I would
So
vote,
is that what I should be doing?
I think
Yeah.
so. Because even if they can. Approve it as a concept, it's whether we do it or not, like if, as long as they.
Yeah, well,
Basically.
I need to give them the language and they need to vote it in a meeting, and that, so I've been just figured that out, because I could see how those calendars don't match.
Yeah. Okay, so we can wordsmith that one, but we should make sure it gets added to that list.
Because the intent is to still try to get it in the September meeting.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so that
and maybe,
addresses the instability piece a little bit.
yes, it
And
does.
also that the funding train doesn't land in the right timing, so it's a way of holding that money.
Yeah.
So we can use it.
Right. Is it worth me adding a bullet to this? Saying something like out of district placements are,
Required out of district.
yeah,
Required, mandatory.
required or mandatory?
Mandated.
What do we like better?
Mandated.
Mandated. Out of district placements. Impact budget and are difficult to plan for, or something like that.
Yeah, I guess I have a little anxiety about that, because they're sort of holding up that particular piece.
Yeah.
And that's a person and. a
Yes,
kid.
I know.
so,
And I'm not sure that we wanna,
So maybe it's just enough to,
Mandated student services might be just a more general, because I mean, like, well, it's the out of district placement in this case, like, I mean, like, there's other things that we're required to give other students,
Yeah.
like, this particular cost is high, but
Well, and is it the transportation part of it more than the?
no.
the transportation is huge.
it's both.
it is.
Yeah,
French,
but
the
yeah, so.
biggest piece is the school, but transportation is definitely material.
Yeah,
It's well, so that's still part of the mandated student services.
yeah,
That includes
Yeah.
the transportation.
And I think
Yeah.
that's well said.
okay. So, so we're comfortable with this then, mandated student services?
Yeah.
Impact budget and a difficult point, okay. All right,
Oh, change it to a 50-year building.
Well, where's that? Oh, yeah.
continue.
Yeah. Gotta keep adding, we should increment it every year just for fun. It was 93. It was 93, 94. We did work, so it's actually, do the math.
But long
So it's
time
not
ago.
53.
Well, that's the most recent addition
Right.
Oh,
the original
and
building.
renovation. It was really renovation because they went through
Well,
the
then
whole
it's
building.
53 because so am I.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's 50 plus, but it wasn't 40 plus.
Am I also 50?
You're 40 plus.
We all are.
Should we add a risk? Says, in recent years have used excess levy capacity, or something about our excess levy
We're
capacity.
getting, yeah,
Diminishing.
Diminishing.
we're getting close to what all the other towns around us are struggling with.
Yeah, we don't.
Diminishing excess.
Well, I don't know. I guess that's a risk, but the reality is we're only going down 70,000 this year and
Right, but there's the beginning of a 2-year trend now, right, where we've used,
yeah,
we've been building up for years and years. And as a long range planning concept, the point is that we
it's
can't
driving
do
this.
this.
an overlay.
We can't rely on this indefinitely,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah, especially when it's in combination with cash reserves have been going down.
Yeah, that's true.
And stabilization's been going down.
All right.
So the
I drop my
combination.
objection.
And everything's going up.
Okay, so we're okay with leaving that in there?
So which line was it?
This is 13. I just added it to the bottom.
Diminishing excess le- all right.
Excess levy capacity.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, any other things that should be added to this? Or-
That's a lot to absorb.
Yeah, there's a,
Do we include in here we've talked about
It's
doing some long range planning.
yeah, so that's under opportunities.
Okay, you have it there. All right.
Yeah, or we had it somewhere.
Yeah, you know,
I saw it somewhere.
There's one range for like the schools, but not every.
yeah,
Yeah,
Us into.
Well, you might, I know it's in our
it
minutes.
was number 5, but we need to say that we're doing it for ourselves.
Like capital plan, like, yeah.
Update the long range capital plan. It's, yeah, I mean, why is that there? Updating the long range capital plan is at a
Yeah.
risk.
that's actually an
We
opportunity.
talked about.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I don't
Oh,
even
take
know if it
out
needs to
private
be
legal
included.
expenses, take that one out.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
We don't have to
about
worry
that.
about that anymore.
Yeah, right, there's no pending litigation.
Until the next,
Yeah.
until the next one.
And I also think, yeah.
That's not a risk, yeah.
That's not a risk. That's, yeah.
But should we add it to opportunities,
Not really, it's something we should be doing.
so this concept that we have committed to developing a long-range
I
plan?
think so.
Yeah, but what are risks and opportunities? The risk and opportunities to the operating budget. I don't know how a long-range plan is gonna affect future costs, plus or minus.
It's gonna help
That's not.
It's gonna help us, it's gonna help us make better.
I'm not saying not to do it, it's definitely is.
That's, I think, the key, is that in theory,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to these big capital projects, that's,
An
that's,
opportunity.
Well, in my mind, risks and opportunities are things that can impact the budget. And we do lots of stuff in our meetings and we talk about a lot of things, but they're not, like, if the state changes the law on the Quad Reservoir.
Yeah.
That's something
Of
that
course.
happens.
Yeah.
But us doing some advanced planning isn't gonna necessarily mean new revenue or new expenses, and nothing may come out of it. You know, these are things that could happen out in the real world.
yeah.
That's the way I view it.
Well, maybe
If you
capture,
guys
maybe
disagree,
capture
you
that,
add it.
maybe capture it somewhere else then.
So I did
I
add,
think I want to have it in here somewhere.
I added a sentence or two about it in the Laura's letter, when we get to that,
I mean,
How about
it makes sense to look at that and then kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, like,
come back to this, yeah.
yeah, I mean, just.
Well, we could
but
also put that point maybe in the potential impacts on operating budgets. We could put we're doing a number of special projects, right? We're gonna be talking to the treasurer about how to manage debt service. We're gonna be talking about how to add money to the stabilization funds now that we can't do it through the operating budget.
Mhm,
And we're gonna talk about a long-range plan.
mhm.
So, you know, that is something that has potential impacts on the operating budget. So we can put it here without calling it a risk or an opportunity.
So that would be.
Good, good, George.
Yeah.
I like not calling it a risk.
Right, okay.
Well, you know, I just look at risk and opportunities as things.
Yeah,
almost
no,
out of
I
our
understand,
control.
yeah. Has. Engaged in. Or is,
Or FinCom special projects,
yeah,
or special analysis, special projects, and we can even list the ones that we know of. Although,
conducting,
such as we could say,
A solar, the solar arrays, is that what we're gonna add?
like that,
yeah.
or developing long-range planning tools or something?
Yeah.
And by the way, the capital plan isn't really FinCom, that's capital
Yeah.
planning committee, so we don't necessarily.
It's also FinCom, right? We're looking at long-range budget. Yeah, what's the budget?
Definitely,
What's the budget look
Okay.
like 5 years from now? What does our cash reserves look like 5 years from now?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
they're gonna have to talk to one another in these things, yeah. Okay. All right.
But that just excludes the capital planning committee.
How's it hanging out? Fine. No, nobody's off the paper.
There's one. Oh, there always has to be one.
Yeah.
Well, you could go to 9 and hit enter, and then 10 and 11 would be off, and that would be okay. You don't have to back a 9.
Yeah, like that, you say?
Yeah, so that seems more reasonable.
Okay, so opportunities,
Or we could add another risk.
Maybe in
all right, good, so the regionalization thing is here, okay.
So we're talking, so the payment,
It's out of the pandemic.
Yeah, really.
the potential opportunity is a toll booth center of town. Yeah, it's like, I mean, we got the Quabbin Reservoir on the payment of the taxes and
That would be so.
potential chapter 70 funding reform. I mean, everybody's looking at that.
Maybe put a slash for Relay there.
We have had an increase in chapter 90, right? I forget what the term is. Do we still need that? I mean, do we still hope to increase it more? Number one? You know, because they already increased it last year or 2 years ago, and we're getting much more than we used to get.
Oh, so we actually already have one,
Yeah, I'm thinking one, I don't know how much more we can really expect.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. All right, so the only thing we don't have on this list is point Laura makes in her letter, which is about economic development, like. So,
Should we put it
Oh,
as a
yeah.
bullet? Number 8.
I would like it as an
Yeah.
opportunity.
Well, it is an opportunity, and we actually talked about setting up a committee to
Yeah.
do
That's
that
right.
research.
That's in here.
Yeah, that's critical.
The town has been good at
so
mixing them.
I would almost put that higher up too, although.
potential committee to explore economic
Development.
development.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
For economic growth,
Right.
I think.
Then
he
we're
was
gonna
one
get the
spot.
legal fees back in.
So do we want to, we don't necessarily care about prioritizing, right? I mean, they're all equally.
On these, I don't know, I don't read this as like there's any kind of implied ranking of these, yeah.
All right, I should get that in a minute. So what we just added an opportunity.
I think this graphic of that's helpful.
And I think
Yeah.
this chart is very helpful.
$1,000 tax, average tax bill in Amherst, that's.
Yeah, I don't know if we want those. I just stuck them in here so we can look at them and talk about them. I don't, but if we put them in, do we have to put some kind of language with it? I don't know.
I think it speaks for itself.
Has a title.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
just,
Speaks for itself.
remember. Yeah, we
At the
got-
bottom chart, I had somebody make a comment to me. So we don't have to do an override because you got that thing going. It's like, wow, that's a summation.
Great.
And they were.
What do they do?
It says levy
Levy
capacity.
capacity,
I think
yeah,
It's a trick we pulled out from underneath the table
Yeah.
and held it up.
Who was
It's
they?
like, I won't say who said that.
I'll tell you what,
town?
Yeah,
this was started by Mike Finsky, because every year the annual town meeting, oh, I still don't get it.
yeah.
I still don't get it,
Right.
right?
So I feel
And
like
he-
this
it
helps.
felt like he was trying.
He was.
But you know, when they read the paper, everybody's talking about overrides, but not us, because we have excess levy
Right.
capacity. Like, where'd you find that? We found it there on that chart. We see it from the previous years where the people in the town did their budgets as tight as possible, and the people accepted the service level that was there. And the thing that's driving it now is inflation. That is really the biggest.
Yeah.
It's the whole change that's happened to our economy, and it's not here. And in
Well,
fact,
it's inflation and it's the revenue side too.
yeah,
right.
and so Maura Healy,
There's
and she
some
puts out her budget,
State,
and says,
state,
we can't control inflation or tariffs.
Yeah.
Oh, we can. I mean, what's
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
So she just passed it on to us, and we have to own it. We have to have it.
it's a big,
So I think that chart is really important, and we might
The which
We
one?
might need a little bit of a explanation.
And the one above it, can we just spend time on this one, just
Yeah,
before we move, just to make sure? So everybody thinks we should have this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really significant. I mean, the things that are important are obviously the differences between the towns, but also look at the way the curves turn
trend,
at the
yeah.
end.
So here's the thing, if it were possible to add a proposed FY 27 data point on this, we would see an even steeper
Even more spread.
increase. I'm not sure about the spread between the towns, probably because of the regional
That's
issue, but the point being that we will see this little spike that sort of happens in the last couple of years. It will continue
Yeah.
to spike for FY 27.
I think the trend line is pretty clear
Yeah.
anyways, and we don't really know what it is for. the
Yeah,
other
that's the
three
thing. We're not
towns,
gonna know it for the other towns, right?
Right.
And you could actually probably like even go back to like two.
Leverage quoted 500.
But like all of the years on this one, just to make it more
Yeah.
clear.
What was that?
Like, if-
Questions, do we need to go all the way back? to
Yeah, I don't know.
2003?
Yeah, I can definitely recreate this with less years if that's what you.
The only thing I like about seeing those earlier years is that with the exception of Pelham, it's like there is a sort of steady increase that feels like, okay, these were more predictable times or something like that. And then like all of a sudden in the last 2-3 years, yeah.
And did that sound,
Okay, with it.
I like how Shrewsbury's gap stays the same and actually gets wider towards the end.
Yeah.
That kind of is indicative of our excess levy capacity relative to everybody else's.
Right.
Pelham lost all theirs, Leverett is losing theirs, Amherst never had it.
Why is it, I don't follow that. This is really
But the average tax bill is based on what's
This doesn't
happening.
tell you about excess levy capacity.
Yeah, it does. I mean, this is your average single tax bill and your tax levy is affected by. Well, your tax levy, these guys are all taxing at the higher level. Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, you can't individually break it out.
Yeah.
But the reason we're lower is because we haven't been using our full levy capacity.
Yes.
Had we used our full levy
That's the
capacity,
key.
that purple line would be higher.
That's the key, I think. That's the key. We're not using it. Others,
That's why we're lower,
But we're starting to use.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a caution.
as are the three towns, because 2-3 years ago, Pelham, Leverett, Shrewsbury all had
Yeah.
decent amounts of excess levy capacity.
I mean, I think it's
And
still the
that's what
case.
Show.
I don't know about Leverett, but it is still the case that like, given recent trends, right, we can't sustain this probably for another 4 or 5 years,
No.
right? Leverett Pelham can't sustain theirs for another year, right? They are way much closer to override territory than we are.
It's like New Salem's there.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh, most every town in the valley is there.
South Hadley is.
Oh, my God.
But then this is the point, because people
Hadley too.
are reading about this, and like every town
Sunderland.
seemingly has an override this year. Why doesn't
Belchbury.
Belchbury?
Belchertown last
You
year.
see that is the voters have control over those overrides. They don't see it as having control. And they don't have control on how we design the budget, but they could vote against the budget. And I feel like the kind of energy we have in this town has generally been trusting and goes for it.
Yeah.
But because we don't have that moment, like an override, for those voters to trot in and cast their ballots, that's what I think she's really referring to.
Yeah.
And we see it happening out there. I sure hope Sunderland gets through their squeeze, but they'd be the first.
Yeah, it's 0-4 right now.
Yes.
Mark?
Mark,
No,
right,
I'm saying it's 0-4 for
Yeah.
override votes.
South Hadley's trying to get him.
Yeah, this time just to get through the next 2 years.
yeah.
Okay, so we like this, including this
Yeah.
Give the.
line graph. What about this?
And
table?
so, by the way, just so everybody knows, the source of that data, I don't think it's on here, but that's directly what's from the DLS website.
Okay,
The numbers behind this is all from the DLS and it's all supported by.
right. So it's apples to apples.
And factual, right, and it's
Yeah.
factual information. It can be,
Yeah.
if we're challenged on it, we can definitely get the details.
Yeah.
In fact, I can say,
Put the source, I mean.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah. What if
I can't read it either. I don't even know what it is.
source, what should I say, DLS?
Yeah, I can go to the
Yeah,
website,
if
give
you
you
give
the
it-
actual description of the website. No, I got a link right to it.
And then,
They can go to find it. They can go to.
I'll just say, one other thing we should just be careful on that one is just kind of accessibility type of thing too, and just making sure that we're kind of falling roughly within some standards of making sure it is.
it's readable, basically, yeah, yeah. So this will be a printed document, so this is not something that's gonna be projected at a town meeting or anything, so I think people, but yeah, so,
That's a color one on white paper.
yeah.
So it's from the DLS, Data Analytics and Resources Bureau,
Data,
Analytics and Resources Bureau. And it's average single tax family tax bill, and then it's called average single family tax bill. If somebody was to put those things in their, right, if somebody was to put those things in their browser, they would find this,
okay,
this
Right.
data.
yeah. What about this table? Do we,
I feel like that's a very important thing.
yeah, it just needs, a header to explain what it is, I mean, a caption.
It's very
Um,
tax rate history.
Really tied to also.
It's really Shutesbury tax, it's,
how about Shutesbury property tax trend FY 13 to FY 26 or something like that?
it's because it's tax bills and tax rate, it's both
Right.
things.
Right.
Tax rate is confusing, people all think it's something that it's not.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
it's tied to the valuation.
Shutesbury.
Yeah.
What was this what was the average house in fiscal
Tax
year?
trends, you said.
Historical tax trends.
House-
What was the
2013
average
to 2026.
value of a home in Shutesbury in 2013?
Well, that's a good question. I couldn't
Something
tell
like
you.
that?
Well, it's probably somewhere, April, I just don't. know. I just want to look at one thing.
What do we think about?
Yeah, again, this one, you could put the sources, the data analytics. And you, yeah,
Let's just pretend it was up in the assessor's office on the chalkboard.
So what,
7.5.
yeah, okay.
Is this chart just from last year? Is this?
yeah, so I'm thinking that we
You're gonna add up
probably should add FY 27 to
proposed, maybe put a
Yeah.
proposed,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, you really want me to do that? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll do
I
that.
think if we're gonna include it,
Yeah, you're right.
we should put a proposal.
Let me do it. I'm gonna just pull it up on my screen. Yeah. I can even do it now. At least if I put it here, I'll remember.
Okay,
So FY 27 projected, right?
yeah,
And then it was 1734. And what was it,
I'll give you the,
2? I think I'm gonna put that in for now.
7248. And then increase is $477.
7 yeah, so I'm gonna be a little different because 67, 63 also is with the means testing.
It's so close.
Yeah, all right, well, people,
We're talking about $7, right?
it's 485 is what it is, the difference between 67, 63 and the new number 7148. So it's a little different. Yeah, I mean, you just explain it
Yeah,
if people ask. All right, AJ, I can send this to you.
okay, great.
Letter.
Yeah.
A narrative.
All right,
So-
so I'll paste that. You'll email me that table and I'll just
Yep.
cut and paste it. Yeah.
I'll leave it open so I don't forget. And if I forget, you'll let me know, right?
And then. So Laura, before we dive into this, you were saying, I think in your email that you found that this was kind of a common tool that finance committee's.
I mean, I just kind of looked at like a, a sampling of annual town meeting
Yeah.
packs. And so like a lot of those packs, like kind of opened with just like a letter from the finance committee, kind of introducing the budget for the year type of thing. So
Yeah.
they kind of took the talking points, I mean, that you had and Susie had and kind of like
Yeah.
combined them into like
Yeah.
into a letter. I mean, you could kind of, we could take out some of the letter stuff if we didn't like the letter format. but-
I liked everything in here, but did everybody have a chance? I know I just sent it this afternoon, so maybe let's take a little moment to digest this. And I did check the numbers. I changed a couple of them, to reflect the kind of last minute changes.
Could actually change that mandated out of district to student services there too.
Yeah. Mandated. Student services costs or services. Right, these are not discretionary, so that's an important point. Commitments of them. Budget around them. Yep. Inflation, rising operating costs, essentially flat.
So how much is going to increase for transportation? Oh, I see. Okay, got it. One thing I noticed on the annual report is I'm just noticing it, I'm seeing it now. Oh, maybe we fix it. Never mind. No, we fixed it.
I like the way you described at the end of the property tax levy. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm. For a complicated, somewhat complex
Yeah,
topic.
Yes.
Ugh.
It's funny, Gabe was,
Yeah, I like that a lot. That first paragraph is great.
mhm. So, yeah, this is the description of excess levy capacities. Very simple and clear here. Do we need to say something about FY, how,
Cushion is getting smaller.
yes, we're doing something similar in FY 27? Or we're proposing something similar for FY
We're
27?
cutting into the cushion.
So people don't. They understand that this will now be a 2-year trend where we've.
That cushion is not unlimited and is currently
And
decreasing.
the FY, how about if the FY 27 budget, the proposed budget.
Strengths it further.
Shrinks it further, good, yeah. Right?
We're right, but I liked your idea about a trend because FY 26 and 27, FY 26, it went down by 100. Can't do the math. My brain's not working right now. 760. It went down by over $200,000
In a 2-year
in the
period.
current fiscal period. Yeah, it'll be more
Yeah.
in a 2-year period. I'll calculate it because I got my thing right. Got it right here. From FY 25 to FY 27, it's over 300,000.
So the point, there are a couple points about this, right? It's for 2 years now, we will have taken a significant dent out of the accumulated excess levy capacity. And the reason we're not taking an even bigger dent is we've applied cash reserves to,
Which means that the
To
trend
bring
is
that
not gonna
amount-
continue.
for those during the same period, right? So it's like, if we hadn't applied cash reserves, it would be probably more like $500,000.
The services are being provided in a bare bones budget.
Yeah.
I feel it's important for us to not have a we in this picture that doesn't acknowledge, we're just the number managers.
Right.
And we are making important recommendations, but it's a whole effort. And, because at one point we were talking about none of these budgets went up except for
Yeah.
the highway, because it was always underfunded and it was causing a problem there. But I feel like somehow we have to make sure we don't get into this we thing, because it's really the way the budget is functioning.
At this point, there's no reason to believe that it's gonna be any better next year. I
Yeah.
mean, that's,
The fact that we're using cash guarantees that the trend is gonna continue.
yeah,
Because at some point, we're gonna have to stop doing that.
financially.
But,
depending
if
on
you,
the state.
really interesting article today about South Hadley. And what they're going through, it's worth reading in the Gazette. The town administrator said, as soon as those rights failed, she got a phone call from the bond agencies.
Ah,
And we want to talk to you about your situation.
oh,
And she quoted 7% as being the amount of free cash you want to have relative to your budget. That's the threshold for them. So I thought that was really interesting stuff. But yeah, they picked up the phone real quick. Yeah.
Oh.
So when the treasurer tells us that, that's not a myth. That's not urban legend.
Yeah.
It's real.
well, that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's on this point, do you think it's clear enough to folks that once that excess levy capacity goes to zero and we have a budget year like this, we have no alternative but to
The excess
propose
levy.
override? Do you think that's like well understood?
I don't think so.
We need to make that.
No, I don't think
I
people understand.
think that that's premature, because I was looking for a number, and I went back to 2008 and I read all of the warrants and all of the select board reports. 2008, they cut things, they froze things. It was a horrible year, and I feel like, God, we've lived through horrible years. That was a really horrible year.
Yeah.
And so we don't know what we're really gonna have to do, and some of it is coming from the world top down.
Yeah.
And, is inflation gonna quit? I don't know. Is the gas prices gonna screw us up in FY 27? I don't know. But I don't think we can say that we can only go down this one road and this one road is gonna be dead-ended when we run out of excess levy capacity.
Well, I guess my point is that I feel like in some ways our practice in the past of building that capacity, one of the sort of unintended consequences is that it makes it harder for people to realize the urgency of this scenario that's playing out like over the last couple of years, because we've been able to, rely on that capacity to avoid some of the things
Right,
that
but
happen.
people are seeing the increases in their taxes. They're
Yeah.
still feeling it, whether you
Yeah.
call it an override or not, they're still
Yeah.
feeling it.
Yeah.
That's
Still,
why.
still on the, yeah.
Well,
And
excess
the
levy,
bottom line is
it's not-
just the bill. Well, just to throw something else out there, just,
Well, before we move on,
it's on the same, it's on the.
Okay.
same-
Yeah.
It is on this overall topic. And we've had these two parallel paths exercises going on over months. One is this capital planning process.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit ahead of this other process where we're putting all the data together for the budget.
Mhm.
Fiscal year 27.
Right.
Now we're coming to some realities as we wrap that process up. If we had some of those same realities a little earlier on in the capital planning process, would we be more aggressive in what we think we can handle for capital for this go around?
I
You know,
think
my sense is that process happened and we didn't really have all of the benefit of where we stand today as far as using
I'm not sure. in
cash
terms of excess levy-
reserves and the.
I don't think in terms of excess levy capacity, no.
No,
That's just what we're talking about.
We're talking about all of these, I think. I think we're talking about levy capacity and that's going down.
So is your
Then we're talking about our cash reserves.
So is your point that the decisions we've made about applying cash reserves to fund the operating budget were made without the benefit of a full understanding of the capital planning picture?
Yeah, or would we have been more rigorous and maybe we would have held off on a couple of these projects?
except for capital planning has been out of cash reserves steadily And that's why I wanted the subtotal on that chart. because
No, capital has not been.
I don't think the capital planning problem is
stabilization.
Get out to be.
We've used stabilization to fund capital projects.
It was mostly free cash for the last many years.
Well, I don't know about many years.
We always use it on the smaller.
That's, we had capital, we have a capital stabilization fund to support capital.
So
We have a
133,
stabilization fund to support capital, and we've used those.
133 out of cash
We've used
reserve
those.
is not high.
What's that?
133 for capital projects out of cash reserves is not a high number.
Nothing.
And that's why we still have 8-point-something% in free cash out of, well, we try to get 10, we have 80 point
If the
something.
fire truck wasn't in there, nobody'd be talking about capital.
Yes, and so we
Well-
really did not outspend our capital using cash reserves. Are we worried that we're needing cash reserves to fund more of our operating, and would we cut back on the capital? I don't think so, because
I
so
don't
much
either.
of what capital is replacing machines that have to be repaired, and the repair of them is very
Yeah, I
expensive.
guess that's my question. How much how much, what do we mean by we have to? If we don't, what happens?
Well, we know that the grader took $16,000 and it still has bad tires, and we
Yeah.
don't have a grader that works on half the roads.
And we
So
got a fire
there's
truck that
reasons
needed
to
repair.
spend that money. And I don't believe.
Yeah,
that
well, let's say
there's-
$800,000, we're gonna be paying that for quite a while. That's gonna put us in the hole for
And-
quite a while.
And the option. for that
And,
is to
and
pay
we're
the
here sitting
truck.
here having a discussion about some things that we're starting to come to reality on.
Fire trucks cost $800,000. It's
I-
a shame, but they
Right.
do.
Right.
And that
But
one's overdue by
all I'm saying is, given the knowledge we have today on our overall asset position, that means stabilization, it means cash reserves. And to a lesser extent, I think it has to do with levy capacity, because that levy capacity, yeah, we could use that, but the tax rate, the
Yes.
tax bill goes up.
That's what-
So I don't think that's as important. But I think we have a lot less cushion
Not a lot
than we
less.
realize, and I think, are we as rigorous as we need to be? Given the information we have today.
So I hear what you're saying, and I think
I may raise it as a question.
I think I feel that concern a little bit more in the context of hearing about the next few years and some of the big ticket items that like people have flagged for us that are coming down the road, and I'm a little anxious about how prepared we are as a town for sort of understanding what the implications of all of those costs are going to be and how they're staged and
Yeah, but
sequenced.
we'll plan to cease for some of those challenges or issues today by what the decisions we make today. If we make a decision today to spend $800,000, it makes it less able to do some of these other projects. going
But
forward.
here's the other thing to keep in mind is that in terms of, and I feel like this has always been a little bit more confused, but in theory, I've always thought that our role as a finance committee is to make recommendations for how to fund capital expenses that have been
Approved.
Yeah.
approved by the capital planning committee, right? Like their responsibility is to vet the worthiness of
Yeah.
those items.
Absolutely.
And our role is not to get too involved in whether this is a appropriate expense or not. Like we kind of have to take their recommendation on face value, right? And
Yeah.
talk about how.
I think that's true, and I agree with that, but I think we do have a role to understand our overall asset position.
And we
cash-
do.
Our cash position,
We,
and what is our wherewithal today to support
That's
what
what-
range of projects?
That's what the
And that's-
CapEx plan says, and it says that we're at 8-point-something%, and we want it to be at 10, and we're above at 8%. We're above most towns'
yeah.
cash reserve.
and
I
last
think
year,
we also have responsibility to look forward and to
we do.
see, we've had a 2-year trend. We've had a 2-year trend, and we don't see a lot of signs that trend's gonna change.
last year in our.
That trend is gonna change too much.
Last year in our annual
And
report, upcoming
it's-
potential capital projects, replace fire truck, parking lot repaving. We were aware of all of this, and we've been talking about it
Yeah.
for not just these last 6 months.
I'm not
And not-
saying, that's not my point. My
Well, no,
point
but
is-
it's not your point. You had a question,
my
and this
point
answers
is
your
We
question.
now understand, we
Your question is,
We
if we
weren't
knew
looking at-
about this stuff, would we
looking-
change that?
We weren't
know
looking
about
at today's cash reserves a year ago.
Yeah,
We weren't looking at today's stabilization account reserves a year ago.
Yes, we were, because we were talking about trying to stay near 10% and 5%.
Well, there's no point in arguing that. The question is, what are we doing with this line right here? Okay, we can argue that another day.
Yeah.
I've been,
Well,
that's up,
I think it's a
I think we're way out of
responsibility.
scope
I
right
think
now.
we have a responsibility.
We do.
Yeah.
Nobody's arguing with you on that.
Mhm.
But the question is,
Mhm.
what are we gonna say about excess levy capacity? Should we talk about the trend and put more in there? And what I wanted to say was, somebody's going over the revenue. We do it every year, and it's
Yeah.
been me the last couple of years, but I'm not gonna be at annual town
Yeah,
meeting. When that person is going over revenue, you can point to the excess levy capacity.
Yeah.
And you can
see
show
the
that
trend,
trend.
yeah.
It's right there. Everybody's gonna be eyeballing it.
Yeah.
And you can expand on that, right? That's where you can give people that extra layer of knowledge.
Yeah.
And looking at it visually, Laura wrote it perfectly.
Mhm.
Here's what our levy is.
Mhm.
Here's what it could be, the
Yeah.
levy limit.
Yeah.
And explaining to people why that's that way.
Yeah.
And how fortunate we've been.
Yeah. Haley,
So I just had a thought, listening to all of this, the finance committee voted 6-0 on all of the capital items.
Right.
So the decision has already been made. However we feel about the process, you've already made that decision, and the only thing we can do is to continue to go forward. If you want to re-examine the capital planning process, that's why I think I've suggested before, have a joint meeting with the Capital Planning Commission. There's clearly a disconnect of information that, is causing some of these issues because we're not all sitting down together. The Finance Committee has done a great job involving all the departments and having those fiscal summits. Like, that's a great step. Let's keep doing stuff like that. And we should be doing that even when it's not budget season. Because the reality is there are also a lot of things that we don't know about that are coming up that we need to take into consideration. Like, for example, I don't think Dave has submitted this, but the salt in the shed at the highway department is rotting out all the wood. And it's almost gotten to the point where he has to take the doors off of the shed because they're not supported and they would fall down. I just think as a town, like, there's a lot of unknowns.
Yeah.
But we can figure those out, but we're not going to figure them out if we're keeping in silos, if that makes sense.
Yes, so I got.
And when you say silos, what do you see working? What do you see working
Well,
together? The capital planning and finance committee? Capital
I don't
planning, finance committee,
necessarily,
select board?
I don't know that I have the answer, but I can tell you that it doesn't seem like the process as it is working the way
Yeah,
we want it
I'd like to
work.
address that. I'd like to address that as a member of the capital planning committee, Laura and I.
please.
We haven't been doing reports,
Mhm.
committee reports.
Mhm.
And the reason we're not liaisons, we're members. Laura and I could do a better job of keeping everybody up to date. And we can go beyond, here's who came to us, here's what we're looking at. We can present the capital plan in the fall. We need to carve out time as a committee. And we can do that. And if you're not satisfied that what we're doing is enough, we can always pull in Ellen and everybody else. But the other members of the group are going to say the same thing as us. We know it. So it's our job. And maybe we failed at doing that or didn't do it well enough. And part of it is, we're always so crazy busy.
Yeah.
When are we going to do it? And maybe,
Yeah.
These are already.
jam packed, right? And we're meeting every week. So Haley, you're 100% right. The communication has not been what it should be, but it doesn't mean we have to drag all 5 committee members from the capital planning. If you're there and Laura is there and I'm there at the capital planning meetings, and the 3 of us together could easily keep everybody here abreast. And I think the number one thing there is going to be getting that schedule in place.
So I do have a related suggestion, which is that one of the things we know is happening, right? The FinCom is developing a set of long-range planning tools that George has made a ton of progress on. Haley, you've been working on it as well. We had a couple of meetings that I participated in. So And this summer, I think, is the opportunity for us to actually launch that and share it with the full committee and start using it. Yeah, so that's happening. Capital planning is, as we've been told, is doing, is redoing their long-term capital
We'll
plan.
meet again.
So both of these exercises are happening independently. I think there's an important opportunity for, I think, those committees and the select board to get together at some point, maybe late summer,
Shoot for August.
when we've all we have these sort of products ready to share and communicate. And then have a meeting with those a joint 3-committee meeting to really look at what is the picture for the next 5-10 years? What are the concerns? Essentially doing a fresh look at this risks and opportunities list that we have here, but we know is missing some stuff because we just haven't completed the work of doing this long range planning.
And the school, central office is writing, a list of, school maintenance on a calendar of what they think is gonna come up, and we have buildings.
Yeah.
Our buildings committee has some lists.
Yeah.
One of the things is capital plan did not include buildings like that.
Right.
And it didn't have those. So then we get then people get excited because there's new expenses in these other places. There are new expenses in other places.
Yeah.
We can hear about them a little bit, but it can't all, we don't have it all together. And so, yes, we have 10, we have 12% of our cash reserves still holding. And part of that is to help meet things that we didn't see coming. And has been some more state support for the highway stuff, but I think that there are lots of projects that aren't on our capital plan, but they affect our capital spending.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know, Haley, do you think that concept of like pulling the 3 boards together, maybe late summer, to talk specifically, not about FY 28 at that point, but like what are the big issues and anticipated concerns for the next 5 to 10 years, something like that, and bringing whatever the results of whatever work these committees are doing independently in the next few months to pull that information together.
Yeah, I think that's a great start. And you're right, George. I mean, it's not like we have to do like joint meetings all the time, but maybe just a little bit more regular than we're doing now, because it's easy for things to get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, we don't meet
Yeah,
the capital
those-
planning.
Well, capital planning whole process comes in pretty late for us. And I think if we could get that piece a little earlier, then we will not be quite so blown out at the end. Because it came in March this time, March 17th, actually, I think.
Yeah, it was. I mean, part of that was we moved the meeting back because we
Right.
had conflicts.
All volunteers, and I feel like there's a piece here that's missing. These are what people who devote their time can figure out. And the information is a lot and it keeps changing. So I don't know that we can invent new time, but I would say that we've been trying. We have a February 1 deadline, but it's very hard for that committee to get it all together and get it to us any sooner. But it does rev us up, and this town meeting is earlier. Okay, so all of these things push around, and it's not that people don't try or aren't trying hard enough. And if we think the answer is to schedule more meetings, I'll tell you, that's not the best answer.
It's not what I like.
If that means, if you mean by meeting like finance committee working on a 5-year plan or
That's
capital,
gonna take
or,
meetings, isn't it?
well, I think it's an important meeting.
Well.
I think the capital planning team doing the same thing and coming up with a 5-year plan is really important.
Yeah.
And I think the 3 teams together, the capital planning,
I don't.
select board
I
and
see-
finance committee getting together, those are meetings.
I see-
But I think they're important steps, given
I
the
see-
situation we find ourselves in today.
I see they are, but I feel like, planning to have more meetings is a good solution, but I'll tell you, there's a hard part to that. And so George knows why it took a while to get to this year's capital plan.
This year was challenging. There was a lot going on and it was all moving parts.
Right.
I still think that it's the connections here, the 3 of us can eliminate the need for another meeting if we can
Yeah.
carve out
I
the
agree.
time here.
Yeah, no, I
And
think,
if Ellen wants to join, I can tell them it's on the agenda. If Ellen and they and Michael want to join,
yeah,
they can come.
no, and you're right
Yeah.
that we used to do a more routine job of having committee updates at the end of our meetings, and we do that. We haven't really done.
It's a hard, we know it's a hard thing to do.
But I think that one in particular, that the capital planning committee updates.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Ellen when I get
Okay.
back from my trip, and it's gonna be like, Ellen, when's our next meeting? We need to work on this, and I'm gonna tell her I'm feeling a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people pressuring us, and I did
Yeah.
mention somebody, please pressure Ellen.
Yeah.
So,
It's not really for people, it's really the environment we're in
Yeah.
that's driving this.
right, I don't
It's
know,
not, it's not that there's people that,
we weren't, but I'll tell you, we weren't mugged, we weren't hijacked by anything that happened this year. We knew a lot of this stuff was coming. It's
Yeah.
getting harder to plan for this.
It's just, it's been a few years since we've had that kind of a large item on,
Yeah, the
Awesome.
fire truck.
and so that, I feel like that's inevitable, that when people see that kind of price tag on something, it's like, it makes sense, like, it makes people nervous, yeah.
And they don't talk about what the alternative is.
Mhm.
It costs about half of that money to just fix it. And so we should have learned after the library, if you delay,
Mhm.
it just costs more.
Yes.
It's already been delayed. It's way off its schedule. And so so people can be all bent out of shape, but they don't have a good alternative. And they say, we need a plan. We have a plan and we've exceeded the limit on that time.
Yeah.
So we just have to stand those pieces up.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back to this.
Could I
Right.
circle back to one thing?
Sure, please
I
do.
just wanted to say, because I also don't necessarily want to sign up for tons of extra meetings, but there is one key consideration that if you front load that work, it gets easier over time. So we may have more meetings in the short term just to get all the pieces together, but the goal would be at some point that you wouldn't need that kind of regular engagement because you would just already have all the 5-year plans and you would just
Bite the
tick
bullet
them
now,
along.
Yeah.
save ourselves.
There's
Yeah.
that, and there's that, I think you're right, but, and I think there's also the point of it that it's just hard to do long-range planning or any kind of special project between October and annual town meeting, because it's inevitable that we're gonna be bogged down with annual budget issues during that period of time, but like the summer and, this time between post annual town meeting and,
Except for we had the problem with the special town meeting, took a ton of effort on our part, right when we were supposed to be wrapping up the
yeah.
last one. And-
Yeah, that was rough.
And it's gonna happen again.
Mhm. It might,
But we
yeah,
don't know that that's going to happen again. To be fair, we don't know that yet.
yeah. But I guess the point being that like, I am feeling that that taking the summer as an opportunity to complete development of those tools, I'm feeling the need to get that done, because otherwise I feel, I just think.
Yeah, it's too
It's not
hard
gonna
when
happen, yeah.
we're in the heat of the season,
Yeah.
which is really
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so
the cushion is not unlimited and the FY 27 proposed budget shrinks it further.
I think that, I guess that's
Yeah.
sufficient, yeah,
Yeah, and we can expand on it, like I
Yeah.
said, when we're going over revenues.
yeah. Okay, then we get this section, strategic use of reserves to help offset costs and ease the burden on taxpayers. Proposed FY 27 budget draws on 208. Similar one, improved total reserves are projected to climb by 29% to 1.06 million. Okay. This approach follows a precedent set in FY 26.
Well, I like that last sentence. That's really good. Logan.
When the financing is, yeah. Reserves are a tool for short-term relief, not long-term.
It goes back to the point I've been making. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but we're in extraordinary times and it requires extraordinary measures. So for now, we're taking a risk with our cash with hopes that there's going to be a long-term solution in chapter 70 and pilot.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of this long-term outlook section, because I feel like we haven't really sent these kinds of messages as clearly as this does. So we recommend to all departments to community deliver more than our limited resources. That's just about dedicated community and board involvement. Even with these contributions, Shutesbury's revenue options are structurally limited in ways that compound these pressures and challenge the town's fiscal sustainability. While we have a wealth of outdoor and community spaces, we have a very small commercial and industrial tax base and few opportunities for new business development are under current conditions. Does that mean current
And to go through spring business and talking through their current elections.
Yeah, no, that's.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. The Finance Committee believes it is time for Shutesbury to begin a serious community-wide conversation about economic development. If we want to reduce the pressure on homeowners over time, we need to begin asking where and how we can thoughtfully and responsibly support investment and new growth in Shutesbury.
Wow.
I think that's a good.
Yeah, also,
Yeah,
oh, very well.
that's great.
So Laura, you did
Well
that
done.
yourself, or was it a group?
I mean, the points,
Yeah.
from them, and I took the, like, kind of the messages I wrote before, and I don't know.
Yep.
It's really well, very well
I
done.
think it's terrific. So so there were two topics that we talked about at our last meeting, and I was wondering if it was worth adding them, because they weren't in, I think, either of our original bullets, because they kind of came organically in the last conversation. So one was about this regionalization opportunity, so we could just take a second to see if this is worth including. In addition, the Finance Committee believes it is imperative for the town to actively explore opportunities to regionalize services with neighboring communities. I didn't know if that was too strong
I think
a
that
statement or.
so when they did the Collins study for fire department and when we talked about the police department, there's not a proven amount of savings in regionalized services.
Mhm.
And I don't feel like we need to bang that drum in an open way without a specific program that we can have a price tag for. Should we actively explore that? I don't know, because I guess I feel like and the schools did the same thing. They went through this whole process and it's like this.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how to bang that drum. I think we shouldn't be closed to those ideas, but they are not a panacea.
Well,
they're
and I'm
worth
thinking,
money.
Yeah, I think maybe we just look at it different ways too. For example, maybe we get a big new fire truck, but can we share it with somebody
Yeah,
else?
so there is
There's different ways.
and
Right.
a capital component to it, it's both.
that's right.
2 graders for 310.
I think as far as you're saying, is this too strong? I'd say the word imperative.
Yeah.
Maybe is too much. Finance Committee believes, the town should actively explore opportunities. So the committee believes the town.
Well, I want to just suggest that we take the piece, regionalized services and figure out if it fits into one of those above paragraphs, because I think this is already long enough and I don't want it to, I wonder
I
if the
agree
word
with that.
regionalization fits into one of those above paragraphs.
I wonder if I could just kind of like into that last one where, serious about community-wide conversations and economic development, exploring, actively explore, regional service, just kind of like list off some of the things.
I don't know, I would I like that paragraph because it's very focused on
A solution.
concepts for generating new opportunities for brain is fried. I don't know, I wouldn't want to change that paragraph.
Given our.
Commercial development, I feel like that idea of it's time for us to not just be reactive, but to actually be proactive and have a conversation about actually seeking opportunities for commercial development.
Is this going out in the townwide mainly?
I think this is going with the annual report,
Does that go out in the townwide?
No,
It's the.
but it gets posted.
Because Susie's point, this is getting really big, and
Yeah.
I like this paragraph a lot. I think this paragraph is important, because somebody asked me that today,
Mhm.
as a matter
Which
of
one?
fact.
Yeah.
The first red one about regulation, somebody said,
I just, because we had it came up in our comment, and I was thinking that I didn't see that reflected anywhere here. So that was my thinking of, it's just checking with you guys to see if it's if we feel like it's important to be explicit about that.
You
know,
people are
I think by using some examples like this and showing some, I think is a positive thing.
I think people in the community want us to do this.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think it's a really strong ender. Like, I think that's the kind of paragraph you end your thing on. Because the other
Which-
ones don't have the same punch. The last one that's in black before the red editions.
We can move that paragraph down below the other two.
Yeah.
Like,
Because that's probably the last thing you want your reader to think about when they
You're
finish.
saying this paragraph is the what we want to end with. Yeah, I agree
I
with
think
that.
it's a
That one
good
down.
punch.
Yep,
yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Be interesting if different towns' finance committees met. And because we're all dealing with the same.
So South Hadley
problems.
did that.
Well, and we've
It was
seen
too
the,
big a thing. We probably need to really do small towns.
Right. Yes.
and I think we've had some good experience on this. If you look at the regional school, I don't know what we. Well, this
They'd
was,
like to shoot us.
well,
Well, I mean, that was
but
that was a dark period.
but it was a productive,
So-
it was a productive period, I think, for us.
It didn't get productive until we had turnover in the school committee. That really helped us a
But-
lot.
Yeah, but I guess the
And
point
turnover
is,
and Leverett too, by the way. And that, 10 years ago, we couldn't even talk to Leverett about this kind of thing.
Right.
The whole attitude and the group of people there, it's just that.
Because they're not leaving the speed traps at the bottom.
These towns from members of finance.
well, these towns are probably more open to these types of things now too. They're
Yeah, because
facing the same kind of challenge.
exactly,
We're not alone.
the financial context has changed dramatically in the last couple of years, and that's.
Especially rural towns.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that earlier because it says, given our size and limited tax base, it's true for the towns around us. I almost say we should incorporate that or stitch that in there, but this is a lot.
Towns around it, we and the towns around us have shot down all the major ways we could develop economic resources.
Yeah.
We don't want to change.
Right.
No, not in my backyard. That's what keeps happening. And I think if we were talking together more, we'd see that really it's not the devil.
Yeah.
We could do something.
And now we're making the connection between your taxes going up and
Yeah.
you wanting to have nothing in your
And why
backyard.
is it going to be any different next year? Right? It won't be. I mean, things are less stable now than they were. So with the
Yeah.
I mean, can we move that last paragraph up maybe to like be the second paragraph?
So you're saying this one?
Okay.
So
Put it above.
that one I would put it just above right here, yeah. And then the
Okay.
last one I might move like.
And we may not need the last one too. That's.
I like that one too, actually. Especially after our last discussion.
Yeah, I mean, I might move that one like up
It's definitely not what we want to end with.
the second paragraph.
Yeah, but
Like,
think
so
it's-
after kind of,
Right here, you're saying?
yes, so like, I mean, this is
Mhm.
kind of the stuff that we're doing, like, so we have our town departments doing good things, or we're now doing some planning. Like, even with those things, like, we still have issues, so we need to do
Actually flows really well.
uh more the cooperation and then like economic development. Yeah, I think that.
Okay.
Good.
So do we like this? So we'll keep this paragraph here. Is everybody comfortable with that?
Yes.
All right.
This would be good, about half.
This is great.
Okay.
I mean, it is.
And
a
then
lot for-
this sort of tame it down enough. If people felt it was a little too advocating too strongly for that concept,
I
No,
think
we
we
just
need to
want
get
to pursue.
actively explore. Because now we're just saying, we're not saying
Mhm.
we have to do this. We're saying we think it's important to explore and have conversations about this.
how about something with you've got neighboring communities, which
Huh?
is enough. I don't think because of neighboring communities, you need regionalizing. Maybe collaborating, just something along the lines of collaborating with neighboring communities.
Visualization is
Yeah.
a kind of a.
It's a hot
touchy
button.
word.
It's a touchy word,
That's
Mhm.
right.
but collaborate.
That's a good,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good note.
Very resources.
Communities on sharing services and
In capital.
capital expenses or
Oh,
something.
count, yeah.
Yeah. Together.
Okay.
We're all in a substantive
In
change.
addition of financing, we Louisa Township actively explore opportunities for collaborating with neighboring communities on shared resources, sharing services and capital. Okay. Is that good?
That is
Awesome.
beautiful.
All right. So, everybody like the idea of having this basically be attached to the annual report?
Yes.
Okay,
And should we give it a better title than that, or is that, it doesn't need a title? It's a letter from Shutesbury
Yeah.
Freelance.
It may not.
And the-
well, I just-
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
It's not a report or anything.
all right.
You sent that to us, AJ, or you?
I did, yeah,
Yeah, it was.
Well, you
but
can
I'm
send
gonna
all
send,
this-
I'm gonna send the edited version
Okay.
out to you guys.
Of everything we've got tonight,
Yeah.
the budget, the in report. And
Yeah. All right, so I will send to everybody and Haley the final budget document that's ready to be posted. And I'll, the letter and the annual, I think I should just collapse those two yeah, so the annual report will start with the letter and then have the report. So I'll send that to everybody. Haley, yeah, so Haley, in terms of getting that posted, can I leave it to you to, or do I need to do something on my end?
That's,
Okay.
I have to have Gail post something tomorrow morning anyway,
Okay,
so I'll
Okay.
just have her do that.
and then is it obvious where it gets posted? It gets posted to the FinCom?
They usually
you-
have stuff listed on the home page and it should be on our website page.
Can we do both places,
Webpage.
Haley? The
Yep.
homepage? Okay, great.
You can do whatever pages you want.
Okay. And then what I'll do is I will, because I've done this before, so I know how, I will do a town announce that directs people to the documents and
Mhm.
tells them that we're having an information session on the 7th.
And I'll get the SES school one
Yeah.
in line. We talked about doing the CapX one as a PDF and it goes online. Talked about the link for the ARPS.
Yeah.
budget book.
Yeah.
Those
Okay.
may come in, I could probably do that tomorrow.
All right. So Haley, can we do the FinCom transfer at our next meeting on Tuesday? Was it urgent that
Yeah.
happened tonight? Okay, great. All right.
No.
Do we want to?
Can we just verify that everybody's okay with? I can't remember, if we had that as an open date or what?
Sad.
That's April 20
28.
Yeah, so
at 6:30.
I had it listed as an open date, but I think we need to meet, right? Okay. Does that work for everybody?
At Town Hall.
That's a select board meeting.
A select board meeting? Okay.
There.
Or can we do remote? Why are we doing in person again?
I don't know, people have been liking it, yeah,
Oh, okay.
but we could,
I think that
on the 28th, we could do
It is more fun being in the same room with you all. I would say I was admit to that.
so much fun.
You like us that much, yeah.
You're not sick of us yet? Oh, wait, she's gonna miss it. That's what's going on here. She's like,
I didn't,
Still come.
I can still post for Tuesday night, right? Yeah, as long as I do it.
do we want to approve
Yeah.
the minutes? Do we want to keep the minutes active and up to date on the website?
I think we're gonna do that on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Definitely.
It's 9:30.
yeah, it's got it.
Yeah, and the Bruins are tied,
But,
one
all right.
going into the third period.
Oh, you're multitasking.
Are you playing hockey?
That's just started. It's only till June, I gotta tell you.
Not for the Bruins.
So the Vancouver-
Yeah, not for the
That makes
Bruins.
it up.
That's true.
That's good.
Oh, I don't know. It's tied.
Oh, this.
What's the series?
1-1
With the Sabres?
It's tied 1-1 and the game is tied going into the third period, although it's probably started.
Sabres are good.
This one was.
All right, so, motion to adjourn,
Second.
all,
Aye. 9:20.
Thanks, Haley.
All right,
Almost
see ya.
3 hours.
all right, take care.
The Stanley